class teach you lesson. You will look at me. Personal life lesson. Because of people, they believe say what did they do for people? Now they go to remember them tomorrow. No. The FPC yesterday is not relevant tomorrow. Now in this class, therefore. For this class, go use Wiki as an instance, as assisted Asiwaju in 2023. Gonna look at other politicians. Then gonna look at your life. Touchlight, what you don't do for people before. This class is for you. Not about Asiwaju, not about Wiki, but about you. Okay? We'll start. Power, relevance, and a hard truth about human nature. Want to look at human nature, okay? Less is from Wiki Gandoji and the 48 law of power, specifically law 13 in the 48 laws of power. Politics, like life, runs on one hard road, okay? People look forward, not backward. Some people assisted you many years ago to pay school fees. Do you remember them today? Many never remember. Some people helped you many years ago. They delivered you. You still remember them? No. But those you remember are people that will help you tomorrow. Some people will say, I helped my family. I paid their school fees. When I was rich, I assisted everybody. Because I don't get today. No. That is human nature. Nobody sent your yesterday. What do you do for them? What people say now, whether you will be headed today or tomorrow. Okay? We'll continue. They ask one main question. What can you do for me now or tomorrow? Now human being that. No be waiting you don't do. That is why a woman go say you no like you again because you no get money again. No be waiting you don't do. The woman will not buy for them. The money will not send to their family. Now waiting you be now. How you go there relevant tomorrow? It's human nature. Okay?
Could your portfolios work harder? Maybe it's time to explore alternative investments. You're invited to join Phoenix Energy's next.
They do not ask, what did you do for me years ago? This is not kindness. This is not wickedness. This is human nature. Okay? That is why Law 13 in the 48 laws of power exists. Law 13 teaches the simple truth. People respond to self-interest, not gratitude. Not that because I paid his school fees yesterday, he go remember me tomorrow. 99% of human beings never remember, unless those that have heart of gold. We are talking about human nature. So people, when they get money, they carry people matter for head. They assisted people. They did all manner of things. When they come, they broke. They surprise say people go, they come on. They go, they surprise. But no, you won't force them to look back. No. Human beings are not built to look back. What thing they don't do, what thing you don't do for them. Because I don't, no. It's not you that they are worshiping them. They are not worshiping you because of yesterday assistance. No, it's because of the possible assistance we will see fee render. If they say, they will work out for money. Go find new ones. Okay? And they come. Lesson 1. What people should learn from Wiki Rivers example. Look at what is happening in river politics. Yes, Wiki often reminds people how it worked for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. How he stood alone. How he took risks. How he fought his own party. The same thing with Masari of Castina. Say he assisted. The same thing with Erufa. He assisted. The same thing with Gandoji. He assisted. We can say I took more risk because I was in another party. I fought my party, trying to remind whoever of yesterday. Calm down. These things may be true, but politics does not reward history alone. Politics can only reward history with appointment. But when another challenge is coming, not be what you don't do, now what you fit do. You can't tell? Not be what you don't do, now what you go fit do. And you go remember, say, the dynamics of 2023 is totally different from what they come for 2027. For 2023, I say, why you don't get chance at all? Very clear. Presidency then was against him. He saw party people were against him. Few people supported him. He needed any help anywhere. You think give him conditions, many things. But now, if he does change, judiciary, police, soldiers, INS, okay? He don't change. You can't remind him of yesterday. After all, were you appreciated? Yes. Now what do you fit do? That's why they say even we can know you don't go rivers, they work out from local government to local government to show say no be only yesterday. I can still do something tomorrow. You get the point now. Today, many APC big wins, big figures are aligning with Fubara. Why? Because they are thinking about now and 2027. They are not asking, what did Wike do before? They are asking the factors that are delivered 2027. They know say now many factors. Number one, all APC governors. I mean, almost all the governors are in APC. I go agree say some of these governors no really like Wike. Some APC big wings no really send Wike. So these people, they need to be pleased. And one of the ways to please them is to reduce Wike's ego by giving Singh, one of the governors now, that ticket. Get the point now? So Wike cannot use what have done to withdraw the ticket from Singh because some of the governors will be provoked. So you need to demand less. Too much demands are costing. Remember, it's not what you have done. If what you have done, you have been rewarded with a ministerial position. It's what you can do. Not that your action will come affect the morale of some of the big wings of APC. They must all go with high energy. You get the point now? Let's follow. This is the key lesson. Past sacrifice does not guarantee future relevance in family, in marriage, in relationship, in politics. Okay? When power calculation shifts, Lord talk about yesterday start sounding like noise. Happy yesterday. You are now sounding like noise. People don't really want to hear that. Past not past now. Yesterday don't die. You get the point. Now they teach you about human nature. Lesson 2. What people should learn from Gandoji. Kano example. The same rule play out in Kano. Abdullahi Gandoji was very useful in 2023. He supported Asewaju. He worked. At least he delivered some value. I don't say he delivered Kano some value. Okay? But politics move on. As 2027 approaches, calculations change. The influence of Rabiu Kwakwaso became more important. I'm talking about future calculation, political strategies. If you are doing these things, you know they use feelings. Now, I go win. Feelings will come later. Get the point now. The influence of Rabiu Kwakwaso became more important. Okay? Suddenly, Gandoji's relevance reduced. You look at Kano. Okay? You not go say, make her please Gandoji. Please his ego, his feelings to lose 2027 calculation. The same thing with many businessmen, many people. Okay? Not because he did nothing before. Okay? But because usefulness expired. Usefulness of person they expire. If they expire now, if you don't experience her before for your family, if you don't experience her before among your friends, if you don't experience her before even among your siblings, even between children and parents, you see say you will be saying you be the focus before, the focus got shift to another person. Not because you know help before, not because you know cut your neck yesterday, now because the person where the Lord shift go me so 9 days relevant for now and tomorrow. For you, we for yesterday. You get the point? Let's continue. Power follows future advantage, not past effort. That is a hard lesson. Many people refuse to learn. Many people refuse to learn this. Some people go by themselves because they say they don't send them again. And they used to send them before. Heart attack, pains. Say, you must learn this lesson. This is human nature. Lesson 3. Law 13 explains in real life. Law 13 does not say people are wicked. It says people are practical. Human beings are practical. Gratitude is short-lived. You should appreciate me for what I've done. It's short-lived. It expire. Okay? Expectation is powerful. People, now when they expect something, who go help them arrive at that expectation? Now in the eye they on. Nobody will help them for yesterday's expectation. People expect potential, not memory. Potential, not memory. What you do before? No. Now potential of what you go do. Usefulness, not in respect, not stories. Story of how you bought this one, this bought that one. No. I deliver this one for you. I help you with this election. I use this one amount of money. No. Now usefulness of now about tomorrow, not stories. Okay? That is why reminding people of past help, how you don't help them before, often face on the table of negotiation. Okay? So Wike, if you are watching me, stop reminding Asiwaju of how you stood alone in PDP. No. Now what you go offer. This way you do now. This where you gyrate from one local government to the other. Just continue the momentum. Now you go fit take negotiate, forget what you don't do. That one not pass. And for Fubara, don't watch Wike with this thing. As Wike they enter this local government, you they enter the next one. Okay? Now, who go help me win election? Now we dey now, nobody waiting anybody don't do. Forget what Wike don't do, nobody send those ones. Fubara, now you are the top, okay? So prepare for this class, but I do one for you free. Let's continue. The first time you remind person of what the office do, it sounds like information. Okay, a reminder. The second time, it sounds uncomfortable because they remind them again and again. The third time, it sounds like begging. You are now like a nuisance. Sure, if case not take it, it's like they saw them. It's like they tell them, say, without you, they don't become anything. They may take it like attack. Say they attack them. They attack their position or what they become today. It will not be me, it will not be what, and you are not attacking them. The first time, not like information. Second time, they might feel uncomfortable. If you continue, aside begging, it's like you are what attacking them. Okay? Lord 13 wants you. Never build your relevance on remember when I helped you. If you are seeking for relevance from anybody, no remind them of yesterday. Remind them of now and what you will do for them tomorrow. Okay? Lesson 4. This rule is not only politics. This rule plays out in families, as I've said. Someone helps relatives for years. A brother assisting other siblings. A sister assisting every other person. Okay? Pay school fees, solve problems. Then when money finishes, respect drops. Costs reduce. Attention disappears. Another person nearby who never heard before, but rich, now they call the go to it. They call it respect them. They call it greet them well. Why? Because of, say, this one get the capacity to help me tomorrow. The other one no get the capacity. You are a good person, we know now. Now tomorrow will be pick up. Human being. Human being. It hurts anyway, but this is Law 13 at work. Now wait till Law 13 talk with this. What Law 13 is teaching you practical advice. Advice 1, never build relevance on history alone. Okay? History is good, but history expires. If all you have is yesterday, you will struggle today. You will struggle tomorrow. You will struggle. Go ask Ganduje. What you get that time? Now, office of a governor. Today, no get time again. We get the point now. Even it's a wicked. Without him, I say, why you go win River State? We understand. So, those two I get that time, no get time again. That's why they show of force.
Why you no go with her? How many days why you no go with her? Why you no go with her? How many days why you no go with her?
Listen, it's called Connecting, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore.
And it works?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. My team puts in their availability, I click auto schedule, and boom.
You must know a place.
Romary, welcome. Cyril, welcome. Guys, please help to double tap your screen device to like. Please help me double tap to like or click on the 3 dots on the right hand side to like the show.
Usefulness is power. In politics, can you mobilize? Now we can
share, subscribe.
Can you solve problems? Can you influence outcomes? Fubara, you must show all this too. You must show all this too. You must show the reason why you should be given tickets. Okay? That office alone or being a PC alone is not enough. Okay? In life, skills, knowledge, money, access, idea is what you need to stay relevant. If you stop being useful, your phone will stop ringing. Your phone will stop ringing. Advice 3, don't insult the future. Many people destroy themselves by arrogance anyway. They behave as if they will always be needed. They can never be replaced. Politics does not forgive that mistake. Life does not forgive it either. Okay? Everybody can be replaced. Never close doors anyway. Never insult people you may need tomorrow. Okay? Irrespective of how relevant you are today. Okay? Advice 4. Don't depend on one person or what says it. Don't depend on one person. On this Godfather. No. Depend on many people. Don't close many bridges. One big mistake leaders make is time relevance. Your importance. You are tying it to one man, to one brother, to one sister. Okay? Or one moment. When that moment passes away, that person, where they say, now only this one, if you don't call them relevant again, you go collapse. Build independent value. So even when alliances change, you still matter. Okay? Advice 5. Learn when your season is changing. Okay, learn when your season is changing. This is wisdom. When you notice attention reducing, access reducing, influence reducing, don't shout, don't beg, don't over demand, don't place over demand. Say, it must be this, it must be that. Don't remind people of old favors. Okay? Reinvent yourself, update your value, change strategy. Don't beg for anything. You must show relevance. You must show value. Okay? Power, respect, adaptation, not emotion. Stop crying. Stop saying, this one betray you. This one betray you. After all, you don't betray people. Okay? When they were relevant in life, when they were not longer relevant, you also betray them. The same thing. With that personality say, he must reward you of what you have done, not what you could do or what you can do. You can also decide the way you decided over those people. Okay? Advices, learn this early in life. Tell your children. Okay? Young people should learn this. It is a must. Do not rely on who helped you before, who knows you before, who owes you before. No. Do something people need now. That is how respect comes. That is how relevance stays. Final lesson. This lecture is not about hating anyone. No. It is about learning. Learn from Wike, learn from Gandoje, learn from Lot 13. If you want to stay relevant, stay useful, stay valuable, stay forward looking, because the world does not clap for memories. Yesterday, what we do, no.
Staying late again?
Yep, got prospect calls to summarize. You really need to switch to Monday CRM. Your old CRM is
Welcome,
old.
caller.
My CRM is not old.
The world rewards current and future value.
You don't like? Good. I bet me tell the others, may they like. Who never like? I beg, like. Otherwise, I go, they interrupt this show. I know so now, no, they like him. When I they talk, I go, they talk over them.
Never to their mercy or gratitude. I am here for you to pay me, or you go remember what I don't do for them. No. Okay? Look at this. Judgment. If you need to
Gabriel, welcome. I beg, help us like the show as you enter. Like, double tap your screen device.
You will find a way to ignore you instead, or cover something in your request. Now, look at this copy and paste, or in your alliance with him that will benefit him and emphasize it out of all proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to gain for himself. Not be waiting he don't gain. Now waiting he go gain. Okay? Like this one, it's a long story. They say a man get one tree. Why not they produce anything? Okay? He say, yeah, go cotton. But this tree, they don't want it. Birds, they come page for this tree. Even grass cutters, they come this tree, call relax. As the man walk up cotton, now the grass cutter and the birds call beggars say, I beg, leave her. If you leave her, we go seek for you, we go make you happy. So while you are working your farm, the load will reduce because it will make you happy. They say the man who said it, he continued to cut, continue to cut, continue to cut. When they cut to the middle of the tree, now you see honey. Now so he tastes the honey. The honey is sweet. Now so he just throw away his ass when they cut him. Why? Because of the interest where you find inside the tree. The birds, the grasshoppers, what did they offer? No, they valuable to the man. But the honey was valuable. You know, cut the tree so that the honey will continue to need for it.
Anthony, welcome. Mr. Anthony, welcome.
Authority, according to Law 13, the shortest and best way to make your fortune is to let people see clearly that it is in their interest to promote your interest. Okay? It is in their interest. It is for their good to marry you. It is for their good to pay that school fees. It's for their good to take your hand and show you the way. Don't be waiting your first do. You get the point now. Okay? What do you think? Drop off a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
Okay. I bet more like I'm gonna go to. I won't play this video and then we'll come back. All right.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. This is Daily Politics on Trust TV.
If it's too fast, Mona, let me know. I won't speed them up.
Tonight on the program, the road to 2027 is becoming increasingly clear. Peter Obi's formal defection and joining of the African Democratic Congress is drawing his core supporters to the opposition, reshaping the election landscape across the country. The emerging of
welcome, Mona, double tap the screen to like, I beg.
There are speculations of
like, share,
the movement on the platform of the NNPP to join the ADC, which, according to some, could further strengthen the coalition force. But the question remains: can this mass followership split by regional, political, and survival instincts hold together? Or will the alliance falter as we count down to next year's general elections? Tonight on the program, we'll be speaking with someone who's all too familiar with Nigerian politics, all too familiar with the big stage, Aisha Yusufu, a key figure in Obi's camp who has now gone partisan, to unpack the implications of this shift for the 2027 context. But first, let's bring you up to speed with some of today's latest political news.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has cautioned APC National Secretary Senator Jibola Bashiru to stay out of River State politics. The warning follows Bashiru's remarks accusing the party's South-South Vice Chairman, Victor Gedam, of attacking Governor Siminalaya Fubara. The warning follows Bashiru's remarks accusing the party's South-South Vice Chairman, Victor Gedam, of attacking Governor Siminalaya Fubara to gain favor with Wike. Tension has hit the APC National Working Committee after a public clash between senior party officials over comments about River State Governor Siminalaya Fubara. Bashiru condemned Victor Gedam for describing Fubara as a so-called governor during a recent visit by Nyesom Wike to Gokana, River State. A federal high court in Abuja has refused bail to Bauchi State Commissioner for Finance, Yakubu Adamu, and 4 others facing terrorism financing charges. Justice Emeka Nwite ruled that the nature of the offences poses a threat to national security and public order.
All right, some of the day's latest political developments there. Let's segue into our main conversation of the evening. The coalition forces gaining a lot of momentum, and they've added one more popular voice to their ranks. Aisha Yusufu recently, just a couple of hours ago, picked up her membership of the ADC. She's become partisan for the very first time, I suppose, in her career as a public figure, and we're happy to have her join us for tonight's conversation. Thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Good
Thank you so much for having me for the very first time in my life.
Yeah, I saw you with the new ADC membership card.
Say no more.
What does that feel like?
Say no more.
What does that feel like?
It's a bit like a weight, because you know, one of the reasons for me, I've always said I didn't want anything, you know, whether public office or being associated with something. It's the kind of freedom that I have, freedom to express myself. So I'm Aisha Yusufu. Whatever I say, you understand, that is Aisha Yusufu. For one example I use for a lot of people, you see when this, you know, I call it Tinubu's anthem. I don't call it national anthem. When Tinubu's anthem is made, I have Aisha Yusufu. I don't stand up for that and everything. But you know, now that partisan part of ADC, it will be something between me those that Aisha Yusufu, you know, they will bring in, you know, ADC member or ADC. So for me, it's that weight of responsibility. So instead of me just thinking about my freedom and just doing what I want to do, I got to a place where I had to really, it was a really, hard decision to say, is it about me, my personal freedom and doing my own thing, or the suffering of the people? And like I said, Mr. Peter will be going into formally, you know, declaring and bringing his people into ADC. I made a promise to him, and I said, look, because of you, I'm going to pick a card and be part of this, you know, part of this party. And here I am, an ADC member.
Right. So, I mean, in explaining why now, also explain to me why you think ADC is the right fit for you.
Okay, so the reason why I think ADC is the right fit for me is that we have always agitated on the side of, you know, opposition, asking for the right thing to be done. And then you had people who were in the party, some of them in the so-called ruling party, who weren't doing the right thing. And then right now they're saying, oh, okay, we have a common interest. They see what is happening, that the party that they had, it's not doing the right things that it needs to do. So for me, I've always said that politics is not a romantic affair. I'm not looking for whether I like you, I don't like you, doesn't matter. What matters is the interest of Nigeria. And if we're going to work together towards the interest of Nigeria in ensuring good governance, accountability, transparency, I'm going to be there. And I see a lot of people who come out, oh, but you said there's a structure of criminality. You said you're not going to work with. I didn't go to them. If I told you I was entering APC, God forbid, please slap my face and, you know, they decided to meet me where I am. And I'm not going to be sort of like be sanctimonious and say that, oh, no, I'm not going to work with this because ABC. What I know is that wherever I am, and as much as possible, I'm never ever going to allow anyone do anything that is not for the betterment of Nigeria. And so for me, now we have a group of people who have that common interest to ensure that there's good governance for Nigeria. That's what I focus on. What people's motives are is usually not my business. I know I'm here for Nigeria to work, and I'm going to ensure I do everything possible, even if it takes my life, for us to have a Nigeria where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. One of the things, my ambition, and I want a situation whereby 100 years after I am dead, that people will know that an Aisha Yusufu lived in Nigeria, and they'll be proud of that Aisha Yusufu that lived in Nigeria. Anything short of that is failure to me.
What do you say to Nigerians who are not particularly 100% convinced that the APC is that the ADC is a better alternative?
So the thing is that come let's make it a better alternative. And I'll tell you, in 1999, how old was I then? I think I was in my 20s, either 25 or thereabout. I think I was 25, and I regret the fact that I didn't join politics at that time. I probably would have made, you know, a difference. One of the things is that staying away never solves anything. If you think right now ADC is not that option, why don't you come in and make it whatever it is that you want to see it to be? I always say the people who are in politics, they don't have to. They work very hard, and nature abhors vacuum. If the people who have it, who have competence, character, capacity, can be patriotic, you know, do the right thing, and staying away and just sitting by the side and say this is not that, then we're not going to get it right. So what I would say to them, why don't you come in, and so that on your business and on you standing on it, nobody is going to do anything that is wrong. What is the best for Nigeria is what has to be done.
And beyond the rhetorics of Nigerian politics and the clamor for power, What is ADC? What does ADC, in your view, actually stand for in terms of its ideology, in terms of manifesto, in terms of what it's bringing to the table?
I think the thing ADC is bringing to the table, most importantly, equity and justice, and that's one thing that we haven't seen in a lot of ways in this country. I'll give you an example to tell you about. Even when they talk about youth leadership, you find out that there is youth for female, youth leader female, youth leader male, which is quite quite interesting, and I think quite innovative in our setting in Nigeria, because most times when people are talking about youth, it's always about one gender and not another. And I see where, for me, and I'm very particular about this, because I'm very how do I put it? I'm selfish on the issue of women and youth, because a lot of places where decisions are being made, women and youth are not at the table, and so for me, I want to see them there, and I see the way the ADC has pushed for that, equity to be at the forefront. So for me, that's one thing that I take away, because when you care about everybody, to be able to bring everybody to the table to have a discussion, that is a whole that's a whole lot. And you see right now, ADC is putting together, a constitutional review, trying to put its policies together and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think it's about a party that shows that cares, for the people. It's not just about, oh, let's remove who is there. If you're removing who is there, replacing with something what there's no need, or replacing with same. Nigeria has passed a stage where incrementalism would work. What we need right now is innovation. We need leadership that is innovative, and I see ADC, going on that way. So what I would say to my fellow citizens, and I think I said that when I was picking up my card, to say that I know politics have been said to be dirty. We've heard that a long time. I mean, for as long as politics is dirty and all of that, why don't we come in and clean it up? And then I know a lot of people don't want their white to be stained. Your integrity, you won't be said to have an integrity on you. It has been tested, and so instead of staying on the outside, that's one of the things I've also come to realize, because for me, integrity is very important. My name is more important than any gold and silver. But I've realized that if you stay on the outside and say you're not going to pass through the mud, and then that's the only way that your white will be seen, then it doesn't matter. You've not really tested yourself. Why don't you go through the mud and come out unstained? That's when you can truly have the bragging right to say that your white has not been stained.
Some have likened the ADC's rise to what the APC was doing before 2015 in the build-up to 2014. But they stopped short by saying ADC lacks the it factor. We know the it factor for the most part in 2014 was the Buhari factor. But what, in your view, is the it factor of the ADC right now? I mean, in terms of hierarchy, it comes somewhere. I mean, it depends on how you see it, whether under the PDP or just under the APC, as far as the top political parties in the country are.
The Peter Obi factor. The Peter Obi factor, I will tell you that. And I will tell you this. And sometimes that is why I say I wish I wasn't a Peter Obi supporter, so that when I speak, people don't think that just because I'm biased. In this country, at least in the last, I think our democracy is now going to be 27 years, right? We've had two people who have had mass followership. And one of them that was the late President Muhammadu Buhari and Mr. Peter Obi. And the thing about Mr. Peter Obi is that for the first time in the history of our politics, this 27 years, and even before that, because I saw a little bit, I think I was about 10 years old when military, first came in 1983. And this is the first time that we have seen a candidate. This is the first time that we have seen a candidate who is most competent.
I'm sorry, I have a question. Was what's it called? Buhari, did he have that type of following? Because I hear people say this a lot, but I have doubts. Did he have this type of organic following? Somebody should correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I mean, maybe I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't interested in politics, Nigerian politics at the time. But there were a lot of questions. Even then, people had a lot of questions, like, why this man is not the same? This guy was a military person. What's he bringing to the table? People were asking those questions. So when they say, oh, Buhari was a very popular and had a cult following, I don't know. For me, personally, I see it differently. Welcome, Hima Day. I don't know. Hima Day, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying it right. 2027, Nigerians should go for a peaceful change through the ballot color, but ADC policies are not yet known to call them innovative. At the moment, they only represent a desire for change. That's apt. That's actually apt. Buhari had a cult following. Okay, love days. Okay, maybe Nami no know. How about MK? Exactly, MK or Abiola would say even had that type of following, because everybody far, yeah. There was no TV, there was no social media, but Abiola was popular across board. I mean, that's at least it got to even the villages. So, I mean, I don't know. People just believed in him, both on religious. Okay, all right, love this. Okay, you have a point. Let's continue.
And also most likable to win. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Usually you have someone who is very competent, but they don't have the likability or the popularity to win, or someone who is very popular, they don't have, the competence to actually do. Now we are having these two things, coming together. And I can tell you one thing. As it is right now, no doubt about it. If it comes to spending, because that's what some people are boastful about, nobody can spend, Tinubu. I will give you that, because of course, you see all the governors are going there. Our coffers have been opened up, money's everywhere. But one thing that Peter Obi can do is that he will out-passion Tinubu or anyone else. This is someone that inspires passion and motivates the young people. Tinubu, yes, can have the money and whatever. You don't want to be, if you're going to bring something against someone, this is someone, as far as I'm concerned, that got into office that he's not supposed to have gotten into. And if you're going to bring someone, you are not going to bring someone that is same old, the same. That doesn't make sense. You're going to bring someone who is innovative, who is competent, who can do the work, who has the energy, who can go out, who knows everything about every part of the country, and who can inspire, most importantly, the people to come out. This is someone who in 2023 inspired people in their 70s who had never voted to be able to come out to vote, inspired young people, and he still does that. So that is the factor. Is that Peter Obi factor?
You think Peter Obi is the arrowhead for the ANC?
I think
is he the star boy of the ADC in your view?
So you see, that's why I say, because anything I say to be taken with a pinch of salt, she's biased. That's why I say, I wish you understand. He is. The first thing, look at the things. And I mean, don't take my words for it. Do your research. Go out there. I mean, that's what, as journalists, those are the things that you can do. Do your findings. The first thing you will notice is that when the coalition was going on, when Peter Obi, was there, came out, and people you saw how everything was all over the place. And then it sort of like went down a bit again. People were like, oh, he's still part of it, because he hadn't formally declared. He had things he was putting in place for him to come formally. Now that you have seen him formally come out, with his people, his supporters, his well-wishers coming to ADC, you've seen a difference also. And in the last, what will I tell you, in the last 48, maybe 72 hours, you've seen the kind of statements that have come out from all around Tinubu's men, all about Peter Obi and obedient and whatever. They're really shaking.
That's insane. You're telling me you still have to spend countless hours consolidating your company's financial data, and it's all manual? Yeah. And you have to...
Right. And as far as electability is concerned, if we have to go by the 2023 election results...
Okay, babe, welcome. Okay, how is SA? Welcome.
After Atiku Abubakar. So if we have to go by the numbers, is he less electable compared to Atiku Abubakar?
So it depends on what numbers that you're going with. If you're going with the numbers before the cancellation of the sheets, of the result sheets, before what was uploaded in IREF and what INEC decided to allocate, you say that. But if you're going by the reality of what you saw on ground, of the people who were excited when they voted and their votes were counted, and they came out and put out their votes, their result sheet that they had taken pictures of, which INEC, of course, encouraged citizens to be able to do that, you will see that the most popular person, not just in Nigeria, but also in Africa, was actually Mr. Peter Obi. And we saw all of that, across the board. We talk about Lagos, we talk about Abuja, and a whole lot of other places. You saw that. So it's a matter of, there's a difference between what was given and what is. And you've seen that popularity up till now. And just go on the line. That's why I say, for me, it's all about data is very important. No matter what we say, don't take anything that I say my words for it. Go out on the streets and ask people this question and see the data that you will get from it. And see, even when they come to rooms, even when they come to places, who is the person that Nigerians are most excited to see? Who is the person that Nigerians, speak about? Who, especially young Nigerians. And they're the ones who have the population. And I think at this stage in our lives, all of us, we should be thinking about what works for Nigeria and not what works for our individual selves.
Right. And in talking about Peter Obi himself, his electability, his popularity as a politician, as a political figure in this country, one person who is a ranking member of the ADC in the Nigerian National Assembly, Leke Abejide, I believe, said, listen, Peter Obi exploited or took advantage of certain fault lines, ethnicity and religion, according to him in 2023. And he said, Nigeria is now immune to that, and it may not likely work in 2027. What do you say to that?
Welcome, Blessing. Caller, I saw your comment. I want to respond. Right? That's what as if she was speaking, that's what I had that in mind. I was like, maybe she knows something we don't know, but we'll see. Time will tell, right? Exactly. That is the beauty of the obedient movement. Love this. Yeah, that's what I thought too, caller. We'll go see now. Let's play it by Abby. We could continue to observe.
The first of all, what I'm going to say to him that whatever he said is absolutely wrong in that, and I will tell you because I was part and parcel of that campaign. That was a campaign that was driven by Nigerians who were passionate and came up. And in the whole of that campaign, and I say this reverse psychology, mind engineering, that propaganda that they always do to talk about this thing. They were the ones who used ethnicity and religion, and pushed it in the faces of people. Everywhere that Mr. Peter Obi went to, he literally would say to you, do not vote for me because you think I'm an Igbo man or a Christian or this or that. Vote for me because you think I'm the most competent. And he will always ask the question between Muslims and Christians, do we buy bread anywhere we buy bread cheaper? And then he will be there. And I think it's very what's the word I'm looking for now? Not disingenuous. It's very disingenuous for this question to repeatedly being spoken about in the terms that, he's the one who exploited religion. As a journalist, you know what happened. Don't tell me what other people are saying. What are your findings in that particular? And if there's anyone, we saw Tinubu who was being relocant. What is relocant to use their turn? So what was that? That was not exploitation. That was something else. But one of the things that I'm going to say now is that Mr. Peter Obi's chances are better now in 2026 going to the 2027 election than it was in the 2023 election, 2022 election. I'll tell you why. The first thing is that when Mr. Peter Obi came out of PDP, Nigerians had been locked into two parties. It's only two parties. I remember we did a red card movement, and I think that was 2017, 2018 when we did red card movement to say to Nigerians you can actually vote out of the parties, APC, and PDP. Nigerians couldn't really see that. When he came out of PDP, went to an obscure party, and he was able to rally people around. There were people who said there were people who believed in him, believed in his capacity, but they said the party he was in, there was no way they were going to win. This was the same person that we were told that it was 4 people that were tweeting in a room. This was the same person that was told he cannot get up to 100,000 votes. He ended up, INEC, after they have divided his vote and passed it here and there, ended up, giving him that 6 million votes. That tells you a whole lot. So those same people who felt as of 2023 that even though he had capacity in his party, they are no longer feeling that. They've seen what he can do. They've seen that since after the 2023 election, where a lot of people after being defeated, they go out of the country, they go and stay somewhere else, you will not see them again until close to the next election. He has been on the street everywhere, going literally all over the country. So that in itself also, it's something that daring people to see him and know that indeed he has what it takes for this election.
Right. Over the past couple of months, you have given your opinion about talks of a coalition, talks of alliances, and you've been quite vehement. In fact, in one of the videos I saw of you, you talked about how you're going to be in the forefront campaigning against Peter Obi if he accepts anything less than the presidential slot. Have you changed your opinion about that?
When we get there, we'll see. And I'll tell you that when we get there, call me to the station, let's have a conversation about that. And I see, because even today, a journalist called me and he was like, oh, Aisha, I want to talk to you on this. I saw this video. Is it I'm like, really? I just picked a card. I thought that's the first thing you're going to call me about. And okay, another thing that I forgot to mention, people, the hunger in the land, what gives Peter Obi more chances? The hunger in the land, the insecurity, and a whole lot of suffering that people never thought that after the Buhari era, we're going to ever see suffering like that. And when they call me, I'm thinking, why are you not talking about this thing? Why do we so much focus on we measure in the minor? What I'm going to say to you, let's get there and let's have this conversation. Call me into this room, inshallah. We'll come and have that discussion.
I mean, people within the obedient rank, people like yourself, have talked about Peter Obi exploring all the options available on the table. We obviously know of the political ambitions of some of the people he has joined ranks with in the ADC, the Atikus, the Rotimi Amechis. Don't know about El-Rufai's plans for 2027, but he is in the mix. There are a couple of other interesting figures there. How do you see this alliance working out? Especially, I mean, now there's speculation that Konkoso might possibly join the ranks. I mean, there's no telling what could happen in the next couple of months. But how realistically do you see these individuals who all want the same thing working?
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us.
Things out.
Yeah, so it's how do I put it now? It's an interesting mix, and everybody has a right to compete. Nobody should be pushed away from competing. Let's all go in there. But at the end of the day, I think the big elephant in the room is: do you want to win or do you want to participate in the 2027 election? So for every one of them, it's going to come down to that place where they're saying to themselves, do we want a win? Or do we want to participate? Will be that, oh, you're part of the election and it goes that way. Winning is that you put in a candidate that people are going to come at, because it's passion that is going to drive 2027 election. If you bring same old, what's simply going to happen is that people are just going to stay back at home. They're not going to be interested. There's going to be apathy. And when there's apathy, usually the incumbent, whether legitimately elected or read its way in, is the one that, gets advantage of that. So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, that big elephant will be, does ADC want to win election, or does ADC want to participate in the 2027 election? And I can tell you, I know for sure, the ADC wants to win the 2027 election. So at that moment, it's no longer about personal ambition. It's about who is the best candidate that is going to motivate the people to come out and ensure that they get a win.
Interestingly, or ironically, that same expression was used by someone in the PDP ranks when he questioned whether they are deciding to go with winning or just to participate when the issue of zoning came about. But if we have to revisit that idea about zoning, do you feel it's a legitimate concern that should be tabled right now about the presidency returning to the South? Or do you think that is immaterial or even secondary in the conversation of 2027?
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. For me, personally speaking, at this moment, we're looking at who is the candidate that best fits, most competent, has more agility, more the advantage of age, the advantage of being able to be all over the place, knowing the country, having that empathy. For me, that's what's at the table. The party on its own can decide on the zoning part. But at this moment, you're seeing a situation whereby there's a candidate that stands clear on all of this. Because you do not also want a situation where Nigerians, okay, like I talked about earlier, so we cannot do incrementalism, right? What we need is innovation. We need to shake the country and begin to build it from the foundation for good. You cannot have a situation whereby you're having someone who possibly in a way can be limited based on certain things beyond their control, and then you now come and say that, oh, but the person is this. Nigeria has had too much of situations whereby you're having people like, I think I saw someone who said something like they're using it as a health, people are using Nigeria as health insurance. So you're being told that, oh, but the person is either at this age and can't do this. 12 years ago...
Why does age matter to you?
So that's where I'm going to. 12 years ago, I came out, I was 40, 12 years ago, and I made up my mind that I was going to speak up for Nigeria 4 months after the Chibok girls were abducted. And I was literally on the street almost every day, if I'm not in the country, from 2014, May 30, 2014, till 2020, when the COVID-19 embargo lockdown happened. And I tell you, I could march and do that. Now, 12 years after, that same energy that I put in 12 years ago, there's no how I'm going to put in that energy. That's where age matters. It's like you now. I'm so, it's so frustrating when you see Nigerians are so invested in football, right? Now you're saying, if we were to bring an old, maybe Daniel Amokachi, Daniel the Bull Amokachi, because we even spoke to him literally today. That was one of our big players. You hit him, you fall down. He hits you, you fall down. Will you bring him onto the field today and speak about that? That's what
some would say that's an oversimplification of government.
Yeah, some would say that, but with the kind of issues that we have, the kind of problems that we have, where you need someone who is going to be on board, mentally alert and physically, it's not an oversimplification. In the case of football, it's just you win a trophy or you don't win a trophy. In the case of governance, you're talking about people's life. I'm telling you, I'm fighting right now for my grandchildren. I failed my children. Because my youngest child is 24. I've not been able to give her the Nigeria that I had. I used to blame my father for not giving me the Nigeria he had. I have not been able to keep the Nigeria I had for my children. So I've already failed them. You're talking about someone who is going to come in the next, my grandchildren. Age has to be a question. And all of us get old. I'm going to get old. The things I could do before, I cannot do them now. And that's a fact. And so when we're talking about a country that is at its knees, because Nigeria is on the verge of collapse. The only reason why it has not collapsed, I don't even know. Because every industry, or everything that makes countries to collapse, Nigeria has had to go through it. And so this is not the time for us to sit down and be sentimental in the way that there is a certain generation that feels that Nigeria owes them. They've held Nigeria down for too long. Can that generation just simply chill? Let us have a moment for those of us and even down. And you see the demography of the country. It's young. This age is not this thing. So they will not tell you that you cannot get it when people didn't need. So let me tell you something else.
But realistically, if you have to put a final point on it, is Peter Obi necessarily part of the new guard? Because if you have to consider his political career, I mean, he's a part of the establishment, isn't he?
When you say establishment, when did establishment start? And I think when people do this thing, like I will repeat the word I used before, they are being very disingenuous. People who started are people who have been on this country right from maybe like our independence. After our independence, they've all been there. So when did the old guards, is this someone that came in maybe 2000 or something or whatever, compared to someone at 1990 something or 1980 something or 90? No, they're not the same now. It's like looking at me tomorrow and then you say, I'm currently 52, and you say to it that is something you're older, we're the same old dad, or 20 something. Yeah, they're older because you happen to be in this generation, or maybe they run for one particular office. One thing that I need Nigerians to understand is that 2026 towards 2027 election, we're fighting for our lives. It's no longer banter. There is no time for banter. And it is not about our personal ambition. It is about what is it that works best for our country. Let us not reach 100 years from now and we have our descendants cursing us and saying that where were we when the world was moving forward?
Right. Do you consider 2027 Peter Obi's last dance?
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month? Well, I didn't make this kind of money selling you.
I don't know about that. You understand? He has been one person. For me personally, I don't think so. He has a lot going for him. But also at the same time, there is a peak that he is at, which we have missed with a lot of leaders in terms of, that fear Nigeria has. When you see people at their peak being able to do things, you don't give it to them, and then later on they want to do some compensatory thing. We should stop the compensation. I do not think that that should be his last decision, but he has been one person who has said that he is not, after 2027, he's not interested. I've heard him say that quite a number of times. And one of the things also that I've heard him say a lot of times, that I have even argued with him over, was where he would say that he would do only one term. He started saying that in 2022.
You don't buy that?
No, he meant it, but I always said to him, look, you can't say that you only do one thing. If you come in and you do great job, Nigerians, let me just finish on that thought. Nigerians would want you to you and will push you for that. And on the issue when we came to this whole, after the 2023 election, when he started the conversation, I went to Mr. Peter Obi and I looked him in the eye and I said, sir, I need your word on this, because let me tell you something. I am someone who my words mean to me. Even if I have to lose my life on it, I keep to my words. And I said to him, are you going to do only one thing? And he said, Aisha, I've told you before, I will do only one thing. That you can do so much, you can achieve so much within that one thing. And I believe him on it, and because of that, I have taken that word to continue to believe on him. And I can tell you now also, if and when Mr. Peter Obi gets into office by the grace of God, and he does 4 years, and he says he wants to do additional 4 years, Aisha Yusufu will be amongst you that will be against him. Because if you said something, you must stay by it. But he's one person for me. I see him who wants to be in the league of the Lee Kuan Yews, in the league of the Nelson Mandela. So it's not how long you stay in office. Nelson Mandela did one term, but it's how effective you're able to affect the lives of the people.
So if the deal on the table for him with the ADC is,
I don't know what the deal is.
I'm saying if.
No, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not his first person.
Hypothetically, I'm saying, I'm getting to the question. If the deal for him on the platform of the ADC is, be the candidate, however, if you win, you're only going to serve one term, would you ask him to take that deal?
Absolutely. And he must stay by that one term. Yes, that's why. So for me, I've even referred people to his 2022, videos when he was saying that if that's the deal, absolutely. And I'm one person that I will hold him onto that word, because your word must be your bond, no matter what. And like he's always said, there's so much you can achieve within 4 years. It's about setting Nigeria on the course of greatness. We have amazing, people. We have the resources. We have the landmass. Mr. Peter Obi is one person that I see him talk so much about the landmass, in the north, and every state in Nigeria. He knows what they have, the minerals they have, the resources they have. What can be used to earn foreign exchange for the people and make the people better. When the issue of this coastal coastal road came up, he kept saying, why is the coastal road being built? Why are you not taking care of all the roads, that join Nigeria? And we saw during this December where people are traveling back home, and literally people were trapped for days on roads, that were definitely not good. So for me, I see, what I see in Nigeria, we always ask for a miracle. Every time we are begging God to help us for a miracle to save Nigeria. The fact that we come to election and we are alive for election, that's our miracle. It's not left for us to fight for it and ensure that the first person gets in there. From from the 60s to the 70s, we always say we miss the people that would have put in and then to do the great things. It's only when they're gone we then begin to lament at not having them there. Let's help ourselves to get in the right people, and then we hold them accountable and make sure that we are on them to also do the right things.
Another hypothetical for you. What if the path to Aso Rock Villa leads to the vice presidency?
That's for him to answer. So let me tell you something. In 2015, I voted a ticket because of vice presidency. In 2015, Osibanjo was the reason.
Right.
And I
always buy the Buhari high.
No, absolutely never. 2011, and I said this, and you see, this is the irony of life. 2011, I voted for Nuhu Ribadu. If Nuhu Ribadu is running for office again today, I won't vote for him. And he was the reason. Okay, so my political journey is a bit. I voted in 1993. I voted for MKO Abiola. That vote, you know what happened to it, was cancelled. And I vowed never to vote again in Nigeria. I was so angry in me. Nuhu Ribadu in 2011 was the reason why I picked up my card, voter card, and I was campaigning for him all over. So I didn't vote neither Jonathan nor Buhari. We came into 2014. I think September, October. My tweets are still there. People that love to dig tweets, please feel free to check it. I said there is no how Buhari was going to win an election after all the things that have happened and stuff like that. But in December, when by the time he picked his running mate, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, and he was out there, he was in Molwes, Common Sense Revolution, the youth thing, all of the things, meeting people, town hall meetings, seeing someone, and the motion then was like everybody was desperate. That's why I said for people who feel like, we want to remove, the people have been there before. 2015, things were so bad. You were literally standing, and you don't know whether a suicide bomber was going to cut your head off, and the presidency wasn't doing anything, the party wasn't doing anything. And so like, okay, this one needs to go. If you bring in these people, at least they've seen that another one has been removed, they will sit up. And so for me, I voted for a running mate. And this was someone who was doing so much. And where they say, Osibanjo will handle the economy, Buhari would handle security. Today, I can tell you that I see a running mate as someone, when you have a car and your tire is flat and the spare tire, you forgot it at home. That's what it is.
So you don't think it's good enough? A position?
It's not me. People,
it's not a starting point.
Everybody have their own choice. That's the way I say it. Everybody can decide what this is. I'm not speaking for anyone. Everybody sees people have their own path, to different places, and what they want to do is their own personal business. I don't have what I'm going to say about that, since I'm not the one doing it here.
Right. But it's safe to say, presidency, you're all in. Vice presidency, you're not particularly sure.
I'm not the one running. Am I?
Yeah, but when
I'm running for president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, let's talk about that. As of now, I'm not the one who is doing that, so I can't speak for anybody.
Let's talk about experiences. You've had to deal with the fallout of working with the Labour Party structure, when the whole controversy that trailed the aftermath of the 2023 elections. Going into this marriage of convenience, or whatever it is that you describe with the ADC, how prepared are you for what could go wrong in the ADC?
For me, and I'm speaking for Aisha Isufu right now, you understand, in the ADC, all I am focused on is what is the difference that I'm going to make for Nigeria. And so I'm ready to endure anything and fight anything and go in as long as my values, the basic values I have, I'm not compromised. I'm not going to be one to either ridicule, name, all of those things. I don't believe in those things. So in case of fallout, it's just like in any political party. And by the way, Labour Party was not the first political party I was part of. I was part of ACPN. I was on the presidential campaign team of Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, and we got a lot. There was a lot of fallout, a lot of issues that came out. So for the Labour Party, it didn't come as something of surprise, to me. I'm ready for anything to happen. I mean, betrayals, things that will go this way, that way, it will happen. But all I want is that wherever I am, Nigeria will be safe with me. That's all I'm concerned with. So no matter what is happening on the issue of Nigeria, I will be, even if I'm a lone voice, even if whatever it is, force is coming at me, as long as it's about Nigeria, I'm going to, focus on that. I see people who are saying, is she leaving advocacy for politics and all of that? I'm not leaving advocacy for politics. I am taking advocacy into politics. I've come over time to realize that advocacy and politics are the end result is the same. There are, two sides of a coin. Those in advocacy, they point out the problems, and those in politics who are elected, they solve the problem. And so it's for the greater good. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, what we've had is that the politics of Nigeria has been, for selfish, desires that people think that's how politics should be. No, politics is supposed to be for the greater good. And for me, at the end of the day, whatever decision I make, even if I personally, my personal, whatever it is, be it ambition or my personal good, we take the second video or second row or back row, I will do it for the greater good. Remember what I said to you. I want 100 years after I am dead for people to remember that Aisha Yusufu lived in this world, and for them to appreciate me and pray for me and not curse me.
So it's about legacy.
Absolutely.
Politics, much like elections, is a numbers game, isn't it? You consider the electoral map right now. You see how big the APC is becoming. It's almost too big to fail at this point. As a ruling party, it's on course to beat. It's on course to beat the PDP's record as far as dominance is concerned.
Where did the
Are
NPDP?
you being realistic when you say beating Bola Ahmed Tinubu or beating the APC is possible in 2027? If you have to factor in how big and dominant the party is.
Absolutely. So let me first of all laugh in a circle. The first thing you need to understand is that if APC was truly big and dominant, they would not be desperately shopping for governors. The fact that they have lost it, they have lost the people. And so what they want to do is to give an illusion of power. So you know there's power and there's an illusion of power. So there are, when you see like a bully or something, thinking that the more I show power, the more people are going to be afraid. That's what you're seeing right now. The very fact that they are on this shopping spree tells you everything, that they're so much afraid. And you could say in the last 72 hours how worried they have been since not last 72, since 31st of December, how they have come out with this almost fear. Like I said, to ask them the question, fear is that you? I put out a statement on my Twitter handle, was it yesterday or thereabout, and the question I asked is that fear is that you? Because you see it in the way they're speaking. I'll give you an example. A video came out where Governor Hope Uzodinma was having an address, and if you look at it, was a picture of men who were scared of even their shadows. They didn't look like people who were powerful. You wouldn't see them if you didn't know them as a Nigerian to know that those were governors who were sort of like heads of their federating states, different federating states. But they were just like people who had bunch of ways there. One of them, who happens to be, the governor of my own state, was so nervous. You could see him just using his hand to hit his leg and stuff like that. So that tells you everything. They don't have what they're trying to portray is that illusion of power. They don't have it. But another thing that is going to happen is this: very soon, and we're going into the political season, right? You've seen this place where all of a sudden a governor has been brought in. Then automatically he becomes the leader. You saw what's happening in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State, where they're saying that Governor Fubara is now the leader of APC and all of that. The other people who were leaders before, there are people who are not going to be happy. People who wanted to contest the seat. Now you have their own incumbent, somebody else who is coming in. So in no time, you're going to see those cracks that are going to come out, and some of them are going to, go out of it. But by the way, all of these things are playbook of PDP. PDP has done this before. We saw PDP at one time with, I think, 27, it's like 2007, they had 27, 28 governors. At the end of the day, where did it take them to? When Nigerians were ready to take out an incumbent, government, a legitimate incumbent government, talk less, they did it. So I see people sometimes who try to allude it to, it's the US that did it, it's Obama, forgetting that it was Nigerian citizens who said enough is enough. And I'll still use this word, I've used so many times, I wish I had another one, was they are being disingenuous. And so what they have not realized is that when Nigerian citizens sit down and say enough is enough for you, they see it. And I can see it, all the things playing out with this current APC.
All right. And on that fiery note, we're going to have to anchor the conversation here. I say so. Thank you so much for joining us on Daily Politics this evening.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
Right.
I'm not a member of ADC.
All right.
Arise. ADNC. Arise and shine Nigeria.
All right. And
okay. Well, you guys heard it. Aisha is already, she's naturally upbeat. So we'll continue to observe and see what happens, So let me quickly go through the comments. Sorry guys, this is not going to be a long one. Let's see. It's very interesting. Is Obi and his supporters at ADC are all for Obi's presidential ticket. Anything else we move? Yeah. Francis Idu, welcome. I was formerly obedient, but now APC and satisfied with PAD. Okay. So can you tell us why you are now formerly obedient? What happened? Give us the gist. Give us the gist of what happened. I'm curious. Now you are satisfied with PAD. Okay. All right. That's okay. You do you, boo. Eugene will be for president. Welcome, Eugene. I hope so now they double tap to like as soon as they enter. If you have not yet liked, please do well to double tap your screen to like or click on the 3 dots to like, share, subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. Thank you to all those that have liked, shared, and subscribed. Nigeria is on the decline and needs a new approach in the new world we're in. Absolutely. If we miss Obi's presidency opportunity, by 2035, Nigeria will be worse than Sudan. Woo! I shudder to think. Oh my goodness. Love this. Now, wow, it's true. The trajectory is not looking good. AB, welcome. You say Obi for VP. Take it or leave it. Okay. We go see now which person will come to pass. Blessing Abraham. Greetings again. Peter Obi need at least 20 spokespersons to help center people like Daniel Buala. I'm telling you, they need a lot of spokespersons. Absolutely, that I agree. Let's see, Obi for president. Okay. Why don't you go and be VP for Atiku? Trump for president, Obi for VP. Okay, maybe we'll go see now. If Atiku gets the ADC ticket, Tinubu will win landslide. AB, focus. Don't be looking at people's finding out which tribe person come from. Focus. Focus. All right? You don't like AB, you don't like. I not see you tell other people to like. Oh. You like? That's the real question. Mike. Okay. Welcome, oh. Mr. Soji, welcome, oh. Welcome. Greetings to you. Shout out to you. Even though, yeah, I had to speed it up because I don't want to be here too long. I'm sorry. But you guys, it was clear though, right? You guys could hear what she was saying, right? That's, I actually asked at the beginning. If you guys were not hearing, I'm sure you'd have told me anyways. Hiya, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Hey, Irene, no, yeah, bound be of Furio, a homo said no bluff, a kelly canobo say. Where key? You will hire a key, your door a key, metile fury. The football filter, welcome. Oh, well, oh, good to have you, football filter. Football filter, in fact, 10 bossas for you. Thank you for stopping by again. Thoroughly enjoyed your comments yesterday. There will be plenty water. Welcome. Oh. There'll be 20,000 naira notes by then in 2035 if we continue like this. Okay, oh, plenty water. I remain unconvinced this time around. Okay, no problem. Everybody get their own feeling about it. I'm still observing though. There's too much baggage in ADC. Yeah, we see they observe. Now observation mode we did. Right? Blessing. Yeah, she was. Okay. I almost said no blah. Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, Michael on show. Welcome, Michael. Thank you very much, my brother. I really appreciate you. So, my people, now so you know, say Aisha comes full on. They take her on like that. So I'm waiting for their meeting. Maybe they will get initial meeting to discuss certain issues and all of that, right? And then decide. I saw the description they gave to her here. They say she's a chieftainess. I don't know what chieftainess is. Is there a word like that? Chieftainess, please. Mona, educate me. You say in night school I go. What's chieftainess? Hey, please. I saw it on the description they have for her on this interview. Okay, we're switching gears really quickly.
This is how I'd learn AI in 2026.
Let's move forward really sharply. Okay.
Is after me. Trump is after me. Trump is after me. Daddy Sheikh. Dr. Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi, calm down. Stop crying wolf. If the US really wants you, you'll be like Maduro, who is facing indictment in federal court in Manhattan this morning. So you don't fear? Something has changed in the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is 2026. This is 2026. 10 days after President Trump's bad Christmas present, he sent a Christmas present to Bola Tinubu and his partner, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the garrulous Akpabio. Very powerful people in Nigeria are suddenly afraid. They're scared. So big men, they fear, right? These are who used to turn around as if Nigeria belonged to them. They can now see presidents are being arrested, untouchables are being touched, and Nigerian accused Islamic terrorist enabling clerics who once spoke boldly are suddenly whispering. They're whispering. They're deleting Facebook posts. They used to oppress all Nigerians. Is Gumi a terrorist enabler? Is he? You want my opinion? I'll give you my opinion, absolutely. This is my view, only my view. Should he be picked up to account for his actions and face questioning? Not picked up by DSS. The Nigerian DSS is thoroughly corrupt like every other institution. But from US terrorist hunters, by FBI. Should he be brought to Manhattan? Sure. He should be brought and questioned. If it's innocent, then it will be released. I see nothing wrong with this. Again, I'm expressing an opinion here. For example, Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela is now who rested. He spent the night in Brooklyn Correctional Facility in Brooklyn. He's awaiting indictment in Manhattan this morning. Maduro has found out that impunity does not pay. In fact, I just saw him on TV before I came on air, arriving with his wife for arraignment. He'll be arraigned in about an hour from now. And in Nigeria, Sheikh Dr. Gumi is crying out. Tell me, they will give you, why me? Really? Really? Here is the real question, and I will ask it again and again today. Who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? Is it only Gumi? Is it only Gumi that kept quiet when thousands of Christians were murdered? This is the Ofioma Kwa Show on YouTube. This is the Ofioma Kwa Show, TOAS, Ofioma Kwa Show on YouTube, Issue 1. Gumi's fear is the story. Let us start with facts. Facts. The infamous Sheikh Dr. Ahmad Gumi publicly claimed, as reported by Punch newspapers in Nigeria, that he was informed his name appeared on a U.S. list marked as a Boko Haram figure. On the same morning, American airstrikes occurred in Sokoto State under the Sultan. That is his claim. No U.S. confirmation. No confirmation from Bayo Nanuga. No confirmation from Tinubu. No confirmation from those loudmouths. But here it is clearly. Fear does not need confirmation to be real. It doesn't. Clearly, Sheikh Gumi is panicked. He cried out like a child. Man, he insulted the President of the United States. He spoke of the U.S. with calling them supreme banditry. Unquote. Then posts started to disappear from Facebook. People don't delete posts because they are confident. They delete posts because they are afraid. Usually, after deletion of posts, people get arrested. Gumi knows in his heart why he's afraid of Trump's missile. He knows in his heart. This is how bullies behave when they finally get punched in the mouth. And let me add this Nigerian truth. In Nigeria, when terrorists strike, like they be striking year after year, when they strike, Nigeria knows it's too complex. But when Trump sneezes, everybody runs for cover. Everybody. So I ask again, who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? Who? I want their names. Let them line up and give a reason why they're afraid. I'm not afraid. A lot of people are not afraid. You should too. Nicolas Maduro changed the rules. For decades, third world elites in developing countries like Nigeria, they believe one lie. That lie was, nothing will ever happen to us. I've seen it all my life. I've been around long enough. Then came Maduro. Whether you like Trump, whether you hate him, one message was delivered coldly on that December day, 2025. Sovereignty is no longer bulletproof. If a sitting president can be humbled, if a sitting president can be named, sanctioned, isolated, and humiliated, then every powerful man who has played footsie with chaos, including Nigerian big men in Abuja and the state capitals in Nigeria, the assembly levels. If you notice, people are not scared in Sweden, where they are living well, their people are running the government well. But it's in Nigeria. This is why Gumi reacted emotionally. This is why fear entered the arrogant Gumi's language. And I ask again, I will ask this question until I get an answer. Who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? As the day comes by, we're going to provide some of the answers. We're going to name names. I bet President Bola Tinubu was watching CNN with that man dragged. Eh?
I put this in my ears, and I haven't asked anyone to repeat.
Sorry, guys. Adverts.
What does the world come to? This is not the world Tinubu is used to. In fact, he may be worried about his bodyguards one day. Those people have been known to snitch. This is just me. I'm just saying this is in my head. I have not gone and any source did not tell me. I think that man is worried. These Nigerian big men in Nigeria, they're shaking. Issue 3. Our old unanswered question. I have in every podcast mentioned this, and I'll mention it until I'm blue in the face. How about the Sultan? The Sultan. After 10 days of my asking the same question over and over and over again, after the Sokoto strikes, the Sultan has been silent. Again, in today's tense Nigeria, silence at moments like this is never accidental. I am tired of asking these questions myself, brothers and sisters. Who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? The innocent is not, I promise you that. 99% of Nigerians are not. Issue 4. El Rufai an uncomfortable question. Let us talk about a man who has never been shy of words. He talks a lot. He says whatever he likes, as if Nigeria belongs to him. Nasser El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, who publicly stated, in his own words, that he knew who the so-called bandits were. That's terrorism. He knew how they operated and that payments were made to them. He said this openly. That is not an allegation, that's public record. So maybe he should be afraid like Gumi too. He was also accused of policies that worsened Christian suffering in southern Kaduna. That is part of the Christian genocide. Southern Kaduna was part of it. I'm not here to try El-Rufai. I'm only here to ask questions. Remember, I'm quoting his own word. I'm not saying anything. When a man says he understands terrorists, he negotiates with them, manages them, does he feel comfortable? When the world starts hunting terrorists, that is what is happening now. It's happening in Nigeria. It's happening all over the world. When the world demands accountability for thousands of Christians who died in Nigeria as a result of Christian genocide, some of them in his backyard. I tell El-Rufai, think. And the recurring question, who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? Who is afraid of Virginia Woolf? Issue 5. Arewa, Mieti Allah, and Southern Courage. Northern political and cultural groups, they like to issue statements, making demands. Arewa voices, Mieti Allah, they suddenly found their voice condemning Trump. They are condemning Trump. Under US pressure, they are condemning what they call foreign interference. When a lot of northern Fulani terrorists go into the country, I didn't hear anything from them. Ask yourself, where was this anger when villages were burning in the north? Where was this outrage when churches were attacked? ECOWA churches. Where were they when Catholic priests were murdered by Fulani headsmen in the Middle Belt? Where were they? Suddenly, global accountability shows up. Trump shows up. And everybody now develops a microphone. Let me put it plainly. Nigerian politicians fear only 2 things. Losing foreign visas for their family and children, like US visa, and foreign accountability. Being called to account. They don't like it. Everything else is under their control. Once again, who else is afraid of being targeted by Trump in Nigeria? Outside Shegumi. Shegumi is just one person. But we know that there's a lot of them. We've seen some of the lists. Issue 6. 2027 versus Sokoto. This is the most damning part of political life and political zeitgeist in Nigeria. When Sokoto State burns, while blood is still drying, while fear spreads quietly, Nigerian politicians are talking about, they love the 2027, APC, ADC, PDP, who has defected corrupt contractions, those political parties. They are corrupt contractions parading as legitimate political parties. They're not. Why? Because pre-rigged Nigerian elections are comfortable for them. They really believe in democracy in any of those parties. They control those parties. They buy INEC, the political parties. They buy judgments from the court up to the Supreme Court. They rig elections. They openly rig elections.
Do this to stop your knee from grinding the cartilage away.
Terrorists don't attend INEC meeting. They don't respect Godfather. You can't tell terrorists go to court the way Tinubu and his friends do. They are comfortable discussing 2027 with the Wikis and the rest of them because they actually rig elections. Terrorists don't attend primaries, so they're going to do some primary where they set everything up. Will resolve before time. That is why Sokoto is avoided. That is why accountability is postponed. So once more, I ask them, all this 2027 talk is not going to help you. Who else is afraid of being targeted by President Trump in Nigeria? Issue 7. I mentioned at the beginning that Gumi, I said he's crying wolf. He may not be. He may not be crying wolf. Maybe I was wrong. Gumi is controversial. Gumi is paralyzing. He's polarizing. He's divisive. But fear does not come from nowhere. It's not from nothing. When powerful Nigerian big men begin to imagine consequences, panic spreads faster than the truth. Gumi's fear is not the headline. The fear of Nigerian elites is not the headline. They're afraid of being picked up. And that may well happen. Trump has said this is not the end of it. Power has consequences again. Nicholas Maduri, I saw him on TV this morning. The dragon is going to cut him out. Sheikh Dr. Gumi reacted to the signal. Silence in Sokoto is not a signal. Noise from northern political groups is a signal. Nigeria's ruling class is suddenly uncomfortable. All the thieving, all the stealing politicians in Nigeria from the president of their own state. And I leave you with the same question. Because this question refuses to go away. Who else is afraid of being targeted in Nigeria? There's a book I read, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Before I go. Follow me on X. Follow me on TikTok and on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, all that and more. Okay, let me go through comments. With Trump in power, Tinubu they're not rigged. Okay. If Atiku and PO cannot afford 176,000 LED plasma TVs that will show clearly in the afternoon, every local government should buy for all voting polling units in there. This is a great point, though. Plenty water. This one good, though. Yeah. This is a great idea. We need them more. God damn. How you think this, man? Not true. Now 176,000 polling units we get. Over. Wow. You even have it down to the accurate amount. This is a great idea. Anywhere I find myself, I will bring this thing up. The seat is burning. Their assets now. Table they shake. Blessing. In real terms, what a disgrace that Trump messing on Sokoto under Tinubu's watch. It's a complete disgrace. How can he come in to do? Now be the thing now. Now be the thing, right? It's a complete disgrace. It's shameful. It is. But Trump gave them time. Told him, clean up this mess. Otherwise, I'll be forced to come in. Your T-Pain was dragging his legs. Every party agent should snap a photograph with count displayed with the INEC officer before the INEC officer leaves the polling unit. So if they give another figure later, we go no say they tamper. This is a great point, though. Petty Water, you came ready today. I appreciate this. Omo, I go carry this information, waka. So they go snap photograph of the counts for the polling unit, the amount of people when they vote for each. Okay, that's a good idea. Tinubu not get say where from there because he na illegitimate president. Correct 50+ inches LED plasma TV that will show clearly in the afternoon. INEC officer will explain why figures changed and different from the photograph he took with the LED plasma TV. Plenty water. Your hair did, yeah. I agree. Yeah, Blessing, I agree. Not only the aspirants get work to do, everybody get work to do. Yeah, but we need to really consider that. We will first see who the candidates, waiting these people want to do first. Yeah, there are exactly that amount, Michael. There are exactly that. He's correct. I've seen it a couple of places on Twitter as well. I know there are over 170 polling units, but I think Plenty Water got it down to the exact number. This is amazing. What ADC has to do is to ensure that at least half of every ADC supporter in each polling station becomes an e-reporter on election day and submit the collated results to central location for each state. Okay. Yeah, that one is sure. That e-reporter is necessary. This ideal should be related to, well, anywhere anybody finds it. So Aisha Yusuf is not the only one that will have all this information. Wherever you find yourselves as well, if you're on Twitter space or on TikTok, you also convey the message. Convey the message to anybody you don't know who's listening that will take the message and take it to them. Not just Aisha, to the whole group in the obedient group or to ADC. Well, I bet waiting they never do before. We snap photos. We counted LUP. That one accounts now. This is different. We are upping our game, Atlantic. Don't knock it, oh. I beg. Yeah? They still say go to court at the end. The best is to make sure we have a law with no loop. That one not go work, Atlantic. As we said yesterday, they think present law when no get loophole for your front. But for back, they'll go do another thing. Not be Nigerian. Not be Tinubu. Desperation. Now, they forget the kind of person one that they deal with. Hey, he not send una message. No, they talk like say una no know who una they deal with. There you go.
It's our country, and we are not. This country is Nigeria. It's our country, and we are not allowing anybody to use any reverse psychology or mind engineering and say, "Oh, you said that you don't want to work with this thing." As long as they are the ones coming to us, we are not the ones who join them in the place where they're giving bad governance. For those people that you're talking about, they have seen the place where they are in. There's a place where they're giving Nigeria bad governance, insecurity, and what have you, lack of employment, and they've decided to atone for their sins. It's not for me to tell them whether we will be together or not be together. It's for them to do the best. One thing that I know, and I assure every Nigeria, is that wherever I am, it has to be about Nigeria and the betterment of the people of Nigeria.
Well, you know that individuals are coming to the coalition ADC. We also have governors going to the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party. Is that not a concern to the ADC and the obedient movement?
Absolutely not. That is fear. Like, I just look at it and the question I have is fear. Is that you? You see the thing? Because the APC has lost that with the people. It does not have the mandate of the people. It never did. And it knows that the people are so angry. So they're trying to give an illusion of, of power, which they no longer have. I watched a few days ago a particular press conference that they did that was led by Governor Hope Uzodimma. And I could see the Edo State governor. You saw him tapping his hand. That's not. You saw all of them. Did they look like people who were in charge? Did they look like people who had power? Did they look like people who were scared, afraid, and know that they are on their way out? So for us in ADC, even though I'm just coming in here now, and I'm sure I speak the mind of every ADC member, that look, let me tell you, what you see is a gathering of people who are scared and are already thinking of packing their Ghana must go out of the
Bam! Bam! Now so. Now the people when they go help us shake be that if they give am to na Peter Obi if he talk soft, but as long as he get lions around them, I'm good. Let me see. My message was cancelled for some reason. I don't know. I didn't cancel it too, and nobody cancelled your message, Soji. YouTube, there are certain words that you use and YouTube automatically does its thing. So nobody cancelled your message. You might want to retype it again or so. There should be live polling results collation, reports to Twitter, Instagram, while tagging Donald Trump. Fully supports this because now they fear Donald Trump. We don't see where they are feared they now. Tag Ted Cruz, tag Riley Moore. Yep. Tag Mike Arnold, tag get one other American like that. When they give them woto, he drag Ononuga like a better pass my neighbor generator. I be known as Daniel Buala. Is it Daniel Buala or Reno? One of them, Sha. We'll tag all of them, all the tagables. Yeah, she's strong. She's a very strong lady. Yep. Atlantic, imagine INEC officer and party agents of the political parties at the polling units take a photograph with the plasma TV and people also doing video with their phone. Evidence choke. Exactly. We need to do more than what we did the last time. It's not enough to LUP. That one is not enough. We need more. We need to level up. It's better we don't open up ideas online for now. It will come out the last day so that they shouldn't be aware. My sister. Aisha for president, the energy, I'm telling you, the energy. I'm happy that she's around him, and I'm happy she joined the party. So she's like a chieftain of ADC, which is good. We need people like that in there. No, I'm sure it wasn't you who did that. Yeah, it wasn't anyone who actually did it, Soji. YouTube has certain words. I don't know. Sometimes they are not even relevant, but they will just take it out. For whatever reason, they have their own way of looking at the words or algorithm or how it affects their algorithm or whatever. So, yeah, nobody. If anybody had done that, I would have seen it. So that's why I know for sure nobody. All that waiting for INEC to upload results after 1 year, still waiting exactly. Any mistake will be countered immediately with the photograph of the plasma TV and the INEC. So when they finish counting, like, okay, they get the total number of votes, chakam, screenshots, and then chakam, evidence go choke. Everybody go dey screen record. They go dey record every single detail. Even if they have talks that come, I'm expecting that people go still ready with their own tools too. It will be fire for fire. Now who beat who, now you go fit do anything. Just like they did in Ghana. In Ghana, they gathered their vote. In Ghana, they carry tools enter. They were ready to descend on anybody. That's how they were able to vote in Mahama. Una no know. When I go ask Ghanaians, may they tell now. So I think Nigerians should cancel the next election. That's not possible, Soji. There's no way they can cancel it. No way. It's going to move forward. Because why? Why do I say this? Trump has introduced that element of fear now. They don't have a choice. It has to go forward. If anything happens, okay, even all the people that have been shouting revolution, revolution, where are they? Where are the people that will come out? You guys, una not they pity Nigerians, so una not they pity people when they back home. You guys don't understand how beaten down and broken the people back home are. Even us that are here, even me when they do these lives almost every day, it can be exhausting. There are days I don't feel like coming out. It's tiring. So you can imagine people who are living under those conditions, then add to it, they have to tax them now. You just see that they don't even have mouths to talk. This is how beaten down they've become. So, my brother, whether we like them or not, election will move forward. APC is preparing strongly for it. So who you can't be when be opposition to sit on the fence?
This country is Nigeria.
Who are you now to sit on the fence? So anyway, let me play these short videos quickly so I can move on.
Nigeria is the #1 nation on earth for Christian genocide. By a factor of 10. More Christians are killed here for their faith than anywhere else in the world. At the same time, Nigeria is home to 8 of the 10 richest pastors in the world.
Tell us the way now. So you write it in the comments.
Those things are directly
Tell us the way. Tell us the how.
The body of Christ in Nigeria has all the wealth, all the resources, all the people, all the influence it needs to clean this place up and make it a wonderful place, safe and secure and equitable. The body of Christ has that, but there's a virus.
Exactly, blessing. It's not easy at all.
Prosperity gospel.
So we hear the kind things when they're here for Nigeria and you go weep.
That takes the attention of believers off of Jesus and off of serving others, and it puts them on themselves and their own bank account.
Bam.
And I did a lot of research and asking people I know and trust here, who should I speak with about this? Who is leading the charge to speak the truth? And they said Dr. Damina is the one. And
yeah, Abel Damina is the only one. Every other pastor with their private jet, they know they talk. Nasi Baba Adeboye, know they talk. Pem. Bajabi Amila don't come out. If they swing on the weekend, it's gonna be hot. You people should get ready with your popcorn. The movie is about to start. We're gonna be seeing a lot of this. Femi Bajabi Amila is now paying Wike back. Listen, why low like this? I bet more than no verse. I won't put on for speaker. The thing low. I don't understand why low. Sorry, it's loud. More than no verse. It's a loud something.
The governor.
Hope it connects.
A confession that has been known to all forever that you plotted against me. It is the irony of life, and indeed very interesting, the twist of fate. That those who you sat with to plot against me are the same people that sat together at your primaries to plot against you. So plotting is not necessarily a new thing in politics. But what is constant is that in politics, there are no permanent enemies, there are no permanent friends, but what you have is permanent interests. And by God's grace, this one that you have started, this journey that you have started that you and I both know shall be permanent. I didn't hear you say permanent, the governor. It shall be permanent. Please choke them. I say choke. I say choke. I'm trying to speak like you. I was in the United States about a week ago when His Excellency called me just to follow up on our previous conversations about coming to do this commission. Because of who he is and what he is to me, it did not take me I did not have to think hard to cut my vacation short and come home for this. My presence here today, ladies and gentlemen, is
okay. Let me see. The reason of doom you speak in truth at very who will revote now? Not be revote. We don't they wait for since. It never happen. We know they happen now. We no go fold our hand. Soji, we no go, Mr. Soji, we no go fold our hand now. No revolution is going on. Welcome, Warrior MGO. Long time. Welcome. Oh. Let me see. Look, rigging and thumb printing will start at the collation center away from everyone. So how are people supposed to combat that on that day? Maybe Nadia the revote go take start now. Now revote we they talk about so. Maybe na that election day go go bring about the revote. Religion is one of the problems in Nigeria. My sister. Now they see wetin they go on for social media. Guard yourself. So Plasma TV will show polling unit number, INEC officer's name or number, election result. INEC officer will shall not want to change result after taking picture with Plasma TV that showed his name. That's a possibility. Wike political journey is coming to an end. Bless him. You think so? Just not being Tinubu Jagaba not there behind them to create movie for now. ADC or whoever they say they are not gonna win against Tinubu or hate to burst anybody. Soji, I'm sorry, I hate to burst your own bubble too. APC will be beaten down, blue and black, come that day. I hate to bust your bubble as well. They're gonna win bigly, in Trump's words, against Tinubu. Tinubu ain't going, he's not going further than 2027. He go shock all the supporters of Tinubu. As a matter of fact, all of us need to pull together exactly football filter to fight and rescue the country from these wicked leaders because of our tomorrow. Bam. We have enjoyed too much as a people, but they don't want to hear. So maybe now that election I go bring them about. That revolution we dey look for. Say, oh, let's just say it not go work like that. With the way Nigerians be right now, with the pipeline that is happening, kidnapping every day that is sorry. Nigerians are inundated. Now that election is the loophole. You might not to talk. Allegedly. The law that has not worked to arrest election manipulators will walk straight. The ward can easily petition the INEC officer on ground directly for changing results after leaving polling units. Okay. Bajabi Amila, you yourself be cream it now too now. Yeah, Soji, absolutely. Some APC more might be there. Of course, they will be there. These ideas hinge heavily on PO. Exactly. They do, Color. That's the truth. They really do hinge on whether he is the candidate that's going to emerge. Because if anybody else emerge, forget, Tinubu go winner. As Soji talk, the only way where this is not take win if they not give am to Peter Obi. If they not give am to Peter Obi, they carry and go give Atiku, for instance. Forget, Tinubu go win hands down, because people, there'll be voters at party. Nobody go won't vote. Everybody go lose interest. You know, so as his huge numbers will be harder to dispute from the images collected. Exactly. Atiku's numbers will be much less and easier. Exactly. So if, let's say, they give it to Atiku, then one chance. Everybody prepare for suffering for another 4 years, and maybe Nigeria will be gone by then. You know. I won't go home. Oh. I don't take for that, but I did go too much. Blessing, no worry, you go. Tinubu better be careful with 2027. Papa Trump, they watch. Exactly. That's the thing. That's the only element now that is the glimmer of, because prior to this, I will tell you, I did not see a way out for opposition in Nigeria. Prior to Trump, first of all, doing that first tweet, and then arresting Maduro. Forget, they're not fit trying. If they try, this is an opportunity for opposition to really pile on. That is if they have the right candidate. Let's get that straight. Okay, moving along. Let me see.
I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I tell you at this very moment, I'm very nervous. Right now, I'm embarking on a journey, and it scares me. But courage, they say, is not the absence of fear. It's treading on in spite of the fear.
Absolutely.
My name is Aisha Yusufu. I am an active Nigerian citizen. 12 years ago, on my 40th birthday, I made a vow, and I said that if God gives me another 40 years, I'm going to devote it to Nigeria. By the time we were getting to 2018, I realized that indeed it's all about politics. And politics is how you bring in the people who bring good governance. And if we do not participate in that politics, then we will continue to be at the mercy of those who get in, who are not supposed to get in the first place. You saw all what happened in 2022. I was once again in the campaign of a presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. And on December 31st, 2025, Mr. Peter Obi came officially and brought his people, his allies, his friends, his supporters, and officially declared for ADC. And on that day, I said to him, I have never been a card-carrying member of any political party. But because my leader has called, I will do that. And today, I am here to do that. I have picked my card. I want to say to every one of us, as citizens of this country, we all are at a place where our country needs us. When I told you earlier I'm afraid, I'm not joking, I'm really afraid. Because I love to use my voice, and I love to own my voice, and I love to say it, no matter how I want to say it, whenever, however. But it has come to a place where I need to ask myself, refusing to become part of a political party, to be in a place where decisions are being made on who are the people that are going to be the flag bearers of the party on the different level. Will that be okay? Is it all about me, or is it all about our nation? If indeed I say that I believe in Nigeria and I want Nigeria to be the place where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody, then I have to put my ring in. I have to go in. A lot of us, same way I was, we are all afraid of the fact that we don't want our whites to be stained. And I've asked myself, Will I truly be able to say when I get to that age, 80, that I hope to, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me the opportunity to be 80, that will I be able to say that indeed my white was not stained? Would it be because I refused to be in the mud, or because I went through the mud and I came out and I had a white that was spotless? And I tell you today, I choose to be in that ring. We've been told a long time ago, for so many times, that politics is dirty. Politics is only dirty because we do not clean it up. We do not get in. We allow those who think they have monopoly of dirtiness to continue to make it mucky and dirty. And this is the time for us all to come in and clean it up. It's one by one going in that we will have a politics that is going to bring our candidates who have competence, character, capacity, who are passionate, who care for Nigeria, who will defend and stand for this nation. And so I stand before you today. I sit here before you, and I say to every Nigerian, I know a lot of people who are afraid of the fact that if she gets into politics, will her voice be shut down? My voice will never be shut down by the grace of God. By the grace of God, my voice will never be shut down. And I say to everyone who is concerned, I'm not leaving advocacy. I'm taking advocacy into politics. I'm going to say here before I round up, and I send this message to everyone. Mr. Peter Obi will not walk alone. If there's one person remaining, Aisha Yesufu, the same way I vowed in my room 12 years ago that I was going to give Nigeria 40 more years if God gives me those years, it's the same way I say to you today, Mr. Peter Obi is not walking alone. I came in here following him, walking with him. I will continue to go until we get that Nigeria that is possible. And I know we can. It is time for Nigeria to experience good governance, accountability, and transparency. And I know indeed ADC will give that. And dear Nigerians, we are in here. Coconut head don't enter. You see, as we enter this party, so we know they agree for anybody. We must get that good governance, accountability, and transparency. Thank you.
Welcome, Ayola. You said all this is about you guys, not about the Nigerian nation. Okay, thank you. Tell us about the Nigerian nation then. Tell us what you are doing. We'd like to hear. Honestly, she's a force. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Trump inventing the sovereign nation, blah, 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 something there. See, you get the way the thing they do me. See this video below. I'm trying to reduce the video size so that it's not, if it's large, all these platforms, Meta, they will take the video down. I really want to push the video. I don't even post them as really, they'll take them down. That happened in Venezuela in 2019. After the elections, when the people were complaining that the elections were rigged and manipulated, that this man has kept them in abject poverty, that they are hungry, they are they know the scene. The man is wasting their money, doing nonsense, has the large government, don't enter into the assembly. He wrote a new constitution for them. Now if they come to protest for street, you see what he do? He used armor vehicle, take climb people. Now people they pass, so you see. Will a citizen of a country do this to the same citizen? Sometimes when we see truth, when we talk. This look, see video now, see. Sometimes not be everything, be every time when I will use emotions. Hey, when I will call the read book. When he was doing this to the people, are there not supposed to be repercussions, consequences not there? I said it yesterday. While I believe in the principles of sovereignty, I also believe in the law of cause and effect. There must be consequences for action. You go carry your own people. The over 20,000 persons have been killed in that country extrajudiciously. Millions of people have run away. Not with their eye. That you are doing narcotics trafficking, narcotics terrorism. You dey transport narcotics into different countries. People in the US ask them, not they from Nigeria here, they ask people in the US. How comfortable it is for narcotics to enter the country, and I say this street everywhere. You can hate Trump if you like. I don't even like Trump like that. I said it. I know the truth. I have friends in Jakarta, a couple of people will be saying they try to preach Trump to me every day. I don't like him. I don't hate him. I just feel that they should be decorum. But Papa, everybody don't feel wrong like me. If anything want to do, you see what somebody do. Is in this country. SARS who caught it today, the repercussions not go take. See, one day repercussions will come up in all of these things. God will not sleep. There's only one law where God and devil are agree. The law of karma, the law of sowing and reaping. What you sow, you will reap. This government has sown evil, they will reap. See what the person do with people. See, don't look at now.
I'm telling you, very horrible.
Open where I talk.
Eh?
See, and this was not AI generated.
This one, waiting Tinubu they do Nigerians worse past this one now. This is very hard to watch. Eh?
The 2022 presidential primaries of the PDP, I had written extensively, well circulated, well publicized opinion articles, where we cautioned the PDP against the idea of jettisoning zoning of the presidency to the south by 2023, by leaving open its contestation for the presidency because of the winnability factor, which saw Atiku Abubakar taking the ticket of the PDP. We had warned that if the PDP does not zone to the south, and specifically to the southeast, that the party was going to run into troubled waters and sink into oblivion in the post-Buhari era, and that seems to be happening. So whatever crisis was in the PDP today, particularly the one happening in court today, is simply a symptom of a deeper ailment. You see, the violation of zoning in the PDP was like a mortal sin that the PDP committed. And when he did that, of course, you know the good book says the wages of sin is death. The southern part of this country has been the most consistent support base for the PDP, especially when it fell from power in 2015. The southeast particularly was like the lifeblood, the oxygen that kept the PDP afloat. At the time that there was a strong agitation, 17 southern governors met in Asaba to say, look, we want the presence to shift to the south. Expectedly, the APC is made up of an alliance between the north and the southwest, led by the current president, Bola Tinubu, who was then the leader of the opposition. But the PDP is an alliance between some sections of the north and the south, and especially the southeast. So one would have expected that while the APC will gravitate towards the southwest, coming to the south, the PDP should have gravitated towards the southeast, coming to the south as well. So in this instance, people like Atiku Abubakar and others from the north should have mobilized support towards the southeast. And in this instance, the party was so fortunate that they had a candidate or an aspirant, a figure then in the PDP, who was so phenomenally popular ahead of even the presidential primaries, that everybody thought common sense. He ticks all the boxes. He's from the right part of the country. He has the qualities that have been able to galvanize and inspire such a level of followership as to not seen before in Nigerian politics. And I'm talking about Mr. Peter Obi.
And they lost the chance.
They lost that chance. And they lost the southeast in the process. Look, you might be looking at Mbadi campaign today. Let me tell you something. Anambra State, which used to be a hotbed of PDP politics, had its governorship primaries some months ago. Nobody, not one single individual, picked the form to contest for the primaries on the platform of the PDP.
This was in response to Dele Momodu. Dele Momodu has been writing episodes since. May I say that if we read this one, whether a long, okay, a short one, may I read them quickly? So he had written one long episode responding to, I think it was Bolaji, the secretary of ADC, publicity secretary, right? Responding to him. So I think Bolaji responded, or yeah, was it Bolaji that responded? No, I don't think he responded. That stopped. Now, Dele Momodu now posted this tweet. My candid advice to ADC: avoid another weak case scenario. By Dele Farotimi. I was present when some members of Nigeria's opposition political parties gathered in Abuja last year to adopt ADC as their new vehicle for driving out the ruling APC from power. I listened most keenly to the various speeches. No one forced anyone to join. The main conveners promised to make it an open party for all, and one that will uphold democratic tenets. No group or individual will be allowed to cause chaos like it happened in PDP, and ADC will enforce discipline. I was most elated hearing those beautiful words. I was happy to see an army veteran and General David Mark as chairman, knowing he would brook no nonsense. But in recent times, some groups have introduced aggression and rambunctiousness. Una know who they refer to here. Una know who they address for here. Mona tell me for chat if una know who they refer to for here. Into a fledgling cooperation and collaboration of all. How can a coalition work if some groups insist they must produce the top ticket by donation and coronation without election or persuasion? Why unleash tantrums and expletives on another as if one group can win national elections without the others? This is why and when ADC must rise up and enforce discipline before it is too late. This was how Nyesom Wike held a PDP by the jugular till it became too late to be dislodged or expelled. ADC should be a party of love and not a Fuji house of commotion. Guess who they refer to as Fuji house of commotion? You know, say obedience enter ADC. They shut down the website, even shut down in the process because of the number of people that registered. The number of obedience are registered. And una know say Aisha no dey keep quiet. Aisha dey for the betterment of Nigeria and for the candidate when go dey best for us. Una know, I don't need to talk too much. So what is going on within the ADC is that obedience coconut heads don't reach there. They say lie, we are not giving way to you elitists, so-called Nigerian elites, and all these older generation people when they won't use age, that manipulation when they use to act like say na they senior you. So when you they talk, now they get experience past you. So when they talk, when you keep quiet, when you accept the shit when they feed. But obedience say it's not gonna happen, boo-boo. Okay, sir, it's not going to happen. We are getting the best for our country. Whether if you like, and if you like, not like, and call us whatever name. So obedience, of course, don't drag them from yesterday enter today. I don't know whether I go continue tomorrow. That's the long and short of the story. Make I see whether I get the people when they refer to here. Hi Bukola, welcome. Exactly, Michael. Bagang. Oh my God. I wish I get flower now for just the, or confetti or something. Exactly, Mr. Soji. This is it. So this is what I've noticed about Nigerian older people. Older people in Nigeria, this is the kind of tantrums they throw. I've been seeing it a lot where they come out and they're typing all this long because now they see a very forceful, younger, generation Nigerians that are pushing back hard against them. They're not happy, right? Look at how he's comparing the PDP with the ADC. For forgetting that Wike is an outright Agbero tout, and they forget what they did to Wike to get him to that point. And I'm not on the side of Wike here. I'm just saying. Do you understand? He's trying to compare the obedience to that. You see, saying a problem these people they look for. Anyway, I just say make I bring that one to now. I'm gonna know what's in the happen. I say we do not need Uncle Dele Farotimi. No, it's Dele Momodu, not Dele Farotimi, to join ADC. It is very important Uncle Dele does not become a member, and they should not allow Uncle Dele to join. Ask me why. Okay, you're talking about Dele Farotimi. Why? Tell me why. I think he's not going to join any group. I don't think Dele Farotimi wants to join any party. You understand? And I feel the same way too, But that not means if I see better candidate, I'm not going to stand solidly behind them. That's my thing. But all that, exactly. So, Mr. Soji, oppressors, that's it. You don't want the younger people to have a voice. You don't want the change. You want to have the same routine where you have all these geriatrics, 80s, closer to the grave. And and you want to continue to hold on to the reins of power. You don't want to release it. It doesn't make sense. And you have a very young population. I don't understand. Anyway, we know who they are. They are showing themselves. Dele Momodu don't already see himself as secretary to the federal government on that article. It's just for selfish reasons. Exactly. Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh, allegedly. Someone would they put allegedly for everything. Allegedly. We need Uncle Derifa to me to become the age. Yes. Yes. You are in his spirit. Plenty water. That's what I'm rooting for him to be the Attorney General of the Federation. Perfect role for Dele Farotimi. I'm telling you. Perfect role for him. The needed discipline that needs to come to the judiciary is in the hands of Dele Farotimi. That time I'll go dust up. I'll go tell her. Ikukuma no, I told him one time, I think I met him at Dr. Damage's show. I said, I beg. That we ganga, the first need to burn everything. I beg. Maybe we get our own. And he cannot become that if he's a member of any party. Got it. Okay, got it. Dele Farotimi can be outside speaking the truth. Yes, blessing. That's what I want him to be outside speaking it. I don't want him to join any party. He can decide to support the candidate he wants. That's not taken away from that. But yeah, I don't want him to join any party either. Anyway, so that was that. I don't want to bother going in the comment section. You already know the obedience food. They don't flood the place like termites. They give the man woto. Let's see.
And I was talking about how religion cages the mind of Nigerians and keeps them in religious psychosis. Yeah? Everything that is going on around them can only be viewed from the lens of good and evil. You understand? Now, listen to the prayer point this man is praying. I want to, although it is in Yoruba, but I'm going to explain it in English. But before I do that, I want you to understand that there's something called paranoia. A lot of people are familiar with that term. Paranoia, which is the fear that people are out to get you. But what most people do not know is that paranoia has an opposite, which is pronoia, and it is a real phenomenon where people move around feeling like the world is out to help you. They are out to support you, which is the frequency you need to tune into if you want to see advancement, even as an individual, as a community.
I can't continue to play this video because of the music in the background. I don't want them to take down this video. Sorry, it was very important information that I wanted to share with you guys. But let's listen to this.
Nigerian National Assembly Senate President Akpabio, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, APC Federal Affliction, the All Progressives Affliction Government, members of the Senate Committee on Public Accounts and House Committee on Public Accounts. Why are you trying to cover up the scandal of alleged more than 200 trillion missing from NNPC? Nigerian lawmakers Ori Buruku Lenshe, Oshi Lenshe. The only reason you will afford to cover up the scandal and not tell Nigerians exactly what is happening in NNPC is that you have agreed that you are officially accomplices to this criminality. It is only because you are a part of this criminal structure we call government, that is why you have failed to tell Nigerians exactly what are your findings from the money allegedly missing from NNPC. Nigerian lawmakers, you cannot afford to be a den of unarmed robbers, cavalier in your own impunity. Nigerians, listen to the names of all members of the Senate Committee on Public Accounts. Nigerians, my thoughts and prayers are with all of you. Because even we, the citizens, now she we they do. A scandal is openly unfolding before the eyes of Nigerians, and government officials are involving in criminality because the citizens are not holding anybody to account, are not paying attention to criminality in government, are busy with other frivolities. If you do not pay attention between now and 2027, now express night we day. Nigerian National Assembly said that they investigate more than 200 trillion were lost from NNPC. According to NNPC, their own financial records, they said between 2017 and 2023. And now Ori Buruku that they do, because why the record not reach between 2023 and 2025 Ori Buruku Lenshe? You invited the GMD of NNPC Bayo Julari. He failed to honor your invitation. Till today, the committee, they keep quiet. Nobody, they talk about waiting, they go on for day. The scandal even go further. The same NNPC where Senate they investigate for alleged misappropriation and criminality. President Tinubu on his own sit down write off the debts where NNPC they owe. More than 1.4 billion in dollars and more than 5 trillion in naira. The same agency where National Assembly they investigate of alleged criminality, President they write off debts where they owe. Why were they not able to meet up their debts and pay it? Ori buruku lenshe, oshi lenshe. As if that is not enough, this same committee where they talk so, according to National Assembly rules, is supposed to be headed, the chairman must be an opposition lawmaker. The chairman of this committee, Ali Wadada Ahmed from Nasarawa West Senatorial District, been there SDP. According to reports, he don't defect, go APC. They not agree to read his defection on the floor of National Assembly for reasons best known to them. Till today, if the chairman Wadada Ahmed don't defect, go APC, why is he still holding on to the chairmanship of that committee when there are other opposition lawmakers who can chair the committee? Waiting Ali Wadada Ahmed, they try to cover up with NNPC, and what is he doing in the committee for the president or senate president? Nigerians want to know what is going on in that committee. Nigerians shine on an eye because this level of criminality, 210 trillion is more than the total debt where Nigeria they owe. So is it possible say NNPC alone, the fit don't thief money where fit clear the whole of Nigeria debts? Nigeria does not have a revenue problem, we have a criminality problem. We have a situation of thieves and criminals managing public funds. Any government that cannot account for revenues of the people have no moral justification to demand for more taxes. Meanwhile, you are even forging the so-called tax law. Ori buruku lenshe Nigerian government. Nigerians, listen to the list of all Senate committee members on public accounts. Number 1, Ali Wadada Ahmed, chairman of the committee, Nasarawa West Senatorial District. Nwebonyi Peter Onyeka, vice chairman. Saliu Mustafa, Kwara Central. Karimi Steve Sunday, Kogi West. Adams Oshomole, Edo North. Senator Umar Sadiq Suleiman, Kwara North. Senator Ikpali Bohari Barigo, former Wike Deputy, Rivers West. Simon Bakola, Long Plateau South. Gia Peter and Dalikali, Niger South. Ibrahim Hassan Dakwambo, Gombe North. Former Gombe Governor, former Accountant General. When a day committee and when a quiet, all the criminality is going on. No problem. And Ahmed Abdul Ningi Bauchi Central, you there committee and when I say quiet, no problem. Tony Okechukwu Woyi Anambra North, Ede Dafinone Delta Central, Aminu Iya Abbas Adamawa Central, Eze Kenneth Emeka Ebonyi Central, Basi Ane Kanet Makwaibu North East, Eyin Ayaha Court Abaribe, Abiasa Senator Abaribe, Yusuf Day Committee, and we not hear any talk again. Sharafadin Abiodun Ali Oyo South, Henry Seriaki Dixon Bayelsa West, Senator Dixon. Okay, continue. Okpeyemi Michael Bamidele Ekiti Central, Senate Leader, you there committee, no problem. Lamido Ibrahim Sokoto East, Ositangu Enugu West, Izuna So Osita Bonaventure Imo West, Kakashe Hulawa Borno Central, Onowako Joel Thomas Delta South, Yao Alhaji Shahabi Zamfara North, Sani Wasio Eshilokun Lagos Central, Adiola Solomon Olamilekon former Lagos West, now Ogun West, Yayi, Yusuf Day Committee, continue. Ibrahim Mohammed Bome Yobe South, Jimoh Folorunsho Ibrahim Ondo South, Hussein Uba Babangida Jigawa Northwest. Nigerian senators, where is money when miss allegedly from NNPC? Chairman of committee Wadada Ahmed, if you not say you want to pursue your governorship ambition to replace the current governor of Nasarawa State under APC, why are you still holding on to the committee? What are you people trying to cover up in this scandal involving NNPC? If only NNPC defeat thief more than 200 trillion, imagine what they go on for other agencies. Imagine what is going on in IMASA, NDDC, MPA, Custom, FIRS, Central Bank, and Nigerian government Tori Buruku Lenshe. Nigerian lawmakers Oshi Lenshe. Nigerian Senate Committee on Public Accounts, who is trying to cover up criminality in NNPC, where 210 trillion where they lost. Why is Bayo Julari not coming out to explain what happened to money for NNPC, whether under his administration or under another administration? Ori Buruku Lenshe, this level of criminality can never be sustained. Nigeria shine when I na express when I day. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
Hey, Nigeria na express una dey. Hey, what a beg. We move. There's more. You get one video when I won't play for now. You already know now. Peter Obi they drop gems. Let me just. There's one video. Okay, remember this? I was talking about this traditionalist, this woman in Ilorin, that the Fulani terrorists went to burn down her house. Okay? Now, they've been trying to change the story. They've been trying to do everything. The Muslim community, where they burned down her, they're trying to change the narrative, right? To frustrate this woman's efforts. Okay? So I want you guys, I know they hear Yoruba, but I go just try. For my Yoruba audience, if you not help me break and down for comment section, like just a quick summary, So basically, the elders of that Muslim community came to see the woman. Thank God they had it on video because they have to document everything now. Personally, everybody has a right to practice whatever religion they want to practice. This woman is an indigene. Okay? That's where that's where she was born. It's an indigene of that community. And they're trying to be prejudiced, against her. So anyway, let's take a listen. So this is the woman in white that they burned down her.
Video for reference. Call him a baja one. He's on video.
Wọ́n ṣe wá jẹ́ báwo lọ́mọ ní pé bóyá ṣé wọ́n wá rí àbí wọn wá sí kí ni wọ́n sọ ṣé wọ́n bájà wọn bí wọn bájà wọn.
Alájẹ ṣàlàyé fún wọn.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ bọ́ mú.
Nígbà tá a wá gbọ́ lánàá wọ́n náà wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó kọ́ parí ní abẹ́rẹ́ sí tó bá já àárọ̀ tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ dàbí àfẹ́gbọ́n náà dàbá wá gbèsè pé àwa dé.
Ṣé mo bá mi? Ọlọ́run ní bàjẹ́. Ọlọ́run ní bàjẹ́ jẹ́.
Wọ́n náà máa bọ̀ wá gbọ́ wọ́n padà.
Wọ́n náà bọ̀ wá yóò sí máa padà gbogbo wọn.
Ìdàkùn bí ìbá ti sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má sọ sí mọ́.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ pé òkun mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè. Èmi tá ìwọ̀n níwájú yín yìí mi kì í sáré nílùú Ìlọrin o. Ọmọ bíbí ìlú Ìlọrin gangan ni mí. Ọmọlé àrí àgò. Ilé bàbá mi nílé ọmọ arógun mọ́sà ní Táíwò Sàlẹ̀. Ilé ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ ní níta àmọ́dù. Nílé olóróró níta àmọ́dù nílé ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Sótìyé oko olúwa àfọ́n láàṣà láfọ́n ni. Ní èdè ṣàjòjì nílùú Ìlọrin. Kódà ọba Ìlọrin gan mọ̀. Sótìyé tẹ́ ẹ bá dé ọjọ́ ọba tẹ́ ẹ dé Ìlọrin gbogbo èmi ní sáìdì takúrè gbogbo ẹ̀ ilé ààrẹ Gímbà àyàn gbogbo wọn báyẹn. Ẹ lè dárúkọ sún fún Láyọ̀ ọmọ Àjílé ní ìfísàlejò. Sótìyé ní èsì àlejò. Mùsùlùmí sì ni bàbá tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Lè mọ́mù ni bàbá mi. Sótìyé ó ti jẹ́ pé ó ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́.
Èmi tí ń bá sọ̀rọ̀
mọ́ mọ́ sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ àìjà ẹ̀jọ̀ sọ jẹ́ kẹ́ tó béèrè pẹ́ṣẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sí ìjà ní ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ìyá yìí.
Ó dẹ̀ ìbéèrè ìfẹ́ kí n sọ ọ̀yẹ́ mi fún ó dà ìbéèrè ìfẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ kankan mọ́. Kí ló dé?
Ẹ máa já ẹ bá máa gbọ́ nígbà tí wọ́n bá.
Kí ló dé? Ṣé tí wọ́n gbé jì ní? Ó rí kọ́ ẹ dákun. Bàbá àjálù. Èmi ti rí ojú kan ní mo ti rí ìjàlẹ̀ ọmọ làárọ̀ ọjọ́ fúru wa tẹ̀lé sílẹ̀ yìí. Ó dẹ̀ ń wò pé bàbá yìí àgbàlagbà ni bàbá yìí lọ́dẹ̀ ní àgbàlagbà ni wọ́n. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó dẹ̀ ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ àgbàlagbà ni wọ́n sọ lẹ́nu. Àmọ́ ìdúró tẹ̀ ń ṣe tẹ̀ ń jáná sí ìdúró ìjàlẹ̀ dúró fún mi. Ẹrù òbodò mi ẹni tí ó wọdò ìlóminú kọ sóti yẹ yín báyẹn ẹrù òbodò mi ẹ sí àlejò nílùú lẹ yìí mi ò dẹ̀ kí sí àjòjì nílùú lẹ yìí sóti yẹ ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ mi dáadáa sóti yẹ ẹni ẹ mọ sọ̀rọ̀. So bírí àjò bóyá ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn kálukú ìrìn àjò tó mú mi tó fi di pé mo dà báyìí ìrìn àjò àbáwáyé mi sótìyé tó bá mo ní kó adé ni èmi tẹ̀lé ń wò ní iwájú yìí màlìmọ́tì jọ tí mo dẹ̀ níjọ nìyẹn fi dá mi ò dẹ̀ kí sí àjòjì mi èé sàjòjì mi báyìí adániwáyé ló kádàrá bí báyìí ló kádàrá bí so àmọ́ pé ẹ wá sí wá pé wọ́n náà ṣe bọ́ mi báyìí wọ́n náà ṣe bọ́ tá ní òṣòṣà nínú ilé tá ní òní ìbílẹ̀ tó ṣe nínú ilé lè má mú wọn lọ pé lóòrùn tèmi nílùú lọ. mo tún fi ànábì Muhammad mo fi ẹrù tó wà Ọlọ́run ní bàǹkà ní gbogbo wa jẹ́ èmi ò já o
àwa náà wàá já wà dá
torí mo ti rí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bá wá ìjàlẹ̀ bá
wọn wà dá ìwọ̀nba wọn kò tó ní tó bẹ̀ tí ó jà tẹ̀lé wà ń bẹ̀
èmi ò ní mo gbé dání
kò sẹ́ni ó lè bọ̀ ọjà.
só ti yé ààrẹ mọ ni mí tí mo dẹ̀ gbé dání kò jà só ti yé bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ṣe ṣe wáyìí kó kà mí láyà só ti yé wà láì fi adáni wáyé mo fi búra mo fi ìyá lódò mo fi búra kò kà mí láyà o wíwá yín ò kà mí láyà èmi ò já o torí mo rí pé ìjàlẹ̀ bá wa ṣé ẹ̀dẹ̀ rí pé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mi ṣe ń mọ́wọ́ jà àwọn ọmọ mi ní sinmi òṣèlú
àníwọ̀n wá jà kò sẹ́ni tó wá jà ètò mọ́wọ́ jà sẹ́ni wọ́n jà
ẹ má wọ́n jà ilé ìsọ̀bá ni wọ́n lu ọmọ mi.
sọ́yà tó sọ́jà sọ́yà tó sọ́jà sọ́yà tó sọ́jà.
ẹ̀yin náà wọ́n máa ń ra ayé sísìn sí ẹ̀yin sọ̀tẹ̀ ìjẹ́ pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀ sí àwọn tí wọ́n sọ.
Anyways, long and short of it is that they went to see the woman. I guess they're trying to find something to pin on her. That's what my own perception is. Now, she introduced, they came, they introduced themselves, and she's saying that she's not a stranger in the land, and that's where she was born. And she named her father's compound. She said her grandfather or her father is a Muslim, but she chose to do what she's doing, because that's what she wants to do. And I'm paraphrasing here. And then she's trying to talk, and somebody in the background that's filming is trying to instigate her. So she stopped talking and she said, you know what, looks like you guys don't want me to talk. I'm gonna, so they now called her back, and then she continued to narrate her story that she's not a stranger in the land. She belongs to the land. This is where she was born and all of that. One thing I have to say, I like her confidence. I really, really admire her confidence. I respect the fact that she stood up for herself and she put it out there, because these people, they're just slowly taking over people's communities, indigenous homes in the land, right? She's just one of many. There's so many people's lands that they've taken, she's just one of many. And, I personally just want to follow up with the story, because I think that is very important, because these people are out to take over different communities. Now they're pushing a narrative about Igbo Muslims, that there are Igbo people converting to Islam. They showed one rural place in Igbo land, I don't know where now, some village where women sit down for ground. One imam they teach them, they advertise and they say Igbo people, they come to Islam. Hey God, the narratives they are pushing now, it don't make any sense, but hey, it is now waiting we don't they see be that as they follow them the story online. Anyway, let me quickly go to the comment section. I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't take pass as I say I won't even take. Let me see. Jele Faro to me come. Yep. I finance, but I agree with him on one thing. Some obedient need to turn it down a bit. Some are extreme. That's true. Just like in every APC people are worse after what we saw the last time. Now that's not an excuse, but APC people are worse. They were worse. Now because they now see that the energy is matching their own and surpass, they are crying. I'm not saying that it's okay for obedience to be overtly aggressive, but now the hand when APC deal, now obedience they give them back. They don't learn from the experts now, so they be like student when you go school, you can't know book past your professor. That's what's going on, So that's what I think, though, but not excusing what they do. But yeah, I do agree. Some of them can be extremely aggressive. I've been on the other side of the aggression, so I know so they don't do it to me. So it's, Dele Momodu is replacing Dino Melai. Dele Faro to me can do a great, absolutely, he'll do a fantastic job. I already see him in that position. Actually, he will do, no doubt about that. See money when they call. Hey, my sister, the money they boss people head. Oh my God, they don't bribe am with money when he no fit count. You won't try, I'm telling you. money that Tinubu waved. That's true. Tinubu waved the money, 1.4 billion. Can they welcome? Tinubu waved that money, true. Not true. Victory all the way, welcome. You can never understand Nigeria. If you try to, they will upgrade. I'm telling you. Oh my God. I'm telling you. So apt, Victory. As soon as you they say, na lie, you go to say, no, they cannot go lower in this criminality. Then the next day, they go show you, say the people surpass. Oh my God. Nigeria. Kola sorry, buruku ni gbogbo. Don't you see how they were trying to bully the woman? Even as they come, when I said to they say they want to see as they try to intimidate the woman. Now wow, I really happy say the woman stand her ground. I just pray for strength for her to continue to do that. It was pure intimidation by some Muslims in Kwara because she's a practitioner of traditional religion. Exactly. They're trying to sideline her. Exactly. Thank you very much, Soji. Thank you. Eze, welcome. Greetings to you. You know, it's really sad. This intimidation is getting, and it's not just them. It's all over the place now. It's all over the Kwara. It's all over everywhere now. There's one medical doctor. They say we not get enough medical doctors for Nigeria. We not get enough nurses. One nurse, whether na kpai, she dey travel, she dey comot, she comot for work, she dey go out. Na her body, they just do kpai the woman anyhow. Now she see the woman na nurse, I think. Yeah, experienced nurse. Another doctor for Edo State. Whether they say they kidnap him, I don't even know what they said they did to him. It's crazy. And we don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough we don't have enough doctors or nurses in Nigeria. They capture the small ones when we see they manage. Well, my people, look, I reserve my strength for tomorrow. Look, we wrap them up for today. I appreciate all of you now if you show up today. Thank you all so much for showing up. I appreciate you guys. I go see you now on my next one. I bet when I keep on our ASP to the ground though. Anywhere you find yourself on any space, please take all this plenty water drop gems for us today. Michael drop gem too. I beg wherever una find yourself, because this work na everybody. More na start to the radio. If you know say you never go do your checkup, go do your checkup, make complete. It's about to get real. No excuse. Everybody, all hands on deck on this one. Everybody need to put their hand to the soil and start digging. So now all of us go move this move this country, get this country back. Not be one person work, not be one person handwork. So everybody needs to be involved. Go do what you gotta do to keep yourself, position yourself in excellent shape health wise. And you need time also. Get some good sleep as well, because it's gonna be rough, man. Better be ready. Make sure so you buy your khaki and leather, because there'll be times you have to, stand your ground, and you need something that's gonna hold. So you better be ready. Be prepared with your resources. Not dull. As you come out, abemona they like. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much. As you come out, please don't forget to double tap, like as you leave in. Good night, blessing. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Anybody when it talks obedience too hot, shout. Nigeria. No, it's true that sometimes I don't experience the extreme, but I can understand it because I know I feel forgive obedience because now APC now they start this madness. And they took it to another level. Oh, now don't forget election 2022-2023. It was wild. So with obedience now, sure. I don't take it personal. We need to level with the person that we need to meet the fire for fire. That's what it's gonna require. So that's what it's gonna require. The woman and her relatives had made a video earlier in which she clearly stated what had been done to her. It seems that their visit was in anger and revenge. Yes. I actually saw that video, but I didn't save it. I'm going to find it and maybe bring it back again and line it up and, play for us all to know. Yeah. So now they don't state something in obedience. We're not stopping until we get the Nigeria we want. If the aggression is what is needed, that's what we're going to give, man. Because right now, we are going in to go and fight demons, okay? We're not going to go there and be speaking English with them. Now, English we speak the last time. This time around, no English, oh. So, as they complain, as Uncle Dele Momodu, they complain, Mona tell una uncle, may calm down. Calm down. It's the turn of the young people in Nigeria. Make it take a back seat. Matter of fact, make it stand back as Godfather. Okay? That's what he needs to do. Allegedly, of course. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.